Check, check. Yeah, there we go. All right, Schaff, talking to your mic real quick.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Got that. Now let's, real quick. Yep, there we go. There we go. Good enough.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank, we do business better.
Baseball is America's pastime. And friends, now more than ever, it's important to hold on to our traditions. There's a rumbling in the Ozarks. Baseball is a tradition that softens the hard blows that life can sometimes.
You know the meaning of dedication. The early mornings and the late nights spent pursuing your dream. The commitment and passion to turn those dreams into reality. That spirit of dedication is why Central Bank is always there, working behind the scenes, helping you navigate those twists and turns in your journey with solutions that are tailored to meet your business needs. Central Bank, we do business better.
Baseball is America's pastime. And friends, now more than ever, it's important to hold on to our traditions. There's a rumbling in the Ozarks. Baseball is a tradition that softens the hard blows that life can sometimes give us. Traditions that bind us as families, that binds us as communities, but most importantly, binds us as Americans. Welcome to the Grip and Rip Baseball League.
And in season one, that talent level with those 4 teams that we initially drafted in the original 60, it supported everything that I thought that Ozark could be in what the GRBL could be.
It's that nostalgic, bring you back to the glory days feeling of being able to say, man, this is awesome. This is exactly how I remembered it.
The experience of stepping in the batter's box, looking the pitcher in the eye, and you're like, he's trying to strike you out, you're trying to get a hit. I've not found that feeling anywhere else in the world ever. It's just something that can never be matched except right there on the baseball field.
I appreciate the league because it's given me an opportunity to go out and love baseball again and just enjoy it.
You put the competitive aspect of it with the fun that the guys have in the dugout, the different ages and stuff, and you just can't miss. Like, you just cannot mess up. Like, you're going to have a great time.
I get to be around new faces every year. I get to be around new people that love the game as much as I do. And that's really why I do it. And, of course, I still get to compete against the pitcher.
Coming into Grip and Rip, it was just everything that I was really hoping for. When you first hear about it, it's like, oh, it's a men's baseball league, you know, how competitive can it really be? It's not until you step out there and try and it's already the first game of the year, you're like, oh, dang, these guys are legit.
It's a one-of-a-kind deal, so it's awesome to be part of. So just to explain kind of what all goes into the league itself, people are kind of blown away by it. So then they understand why I'm taking it seriously.
It sounds silly and everybody talks about it, but GRBL is a brotherhood. Whether it's your teammates or the other team, it doesn't matter how old you are. We're all brothers, and we're all baseball players, and that's just a simple thing about it.
Yeah, it's funny, like with my 9-year-old, she's like, Dad, you're so good at baseball, like you're so good out there, and it's like, if you only knew, I'm not necessarily batting that good out there, you know? So, but they're going to remember the good things. That's the cool thing about kids. My kids have never seen me play ball like that. You know, I talk about it a lot, but it's really hard to put into true context until you get out there and your kids see you play ball on the field.
I'm more excited for this than I think I've ever been with anything regarding baseball. People make an impact on you throughout the season.
Looking back at it, that's kind of what this league is about. Obviously, to go out and compete, but have fun again and kind of have that heart of a kid.
It is a 100% true love of the game. It has zero to do with contracts or money that's being thrown around right now. It's because they want to be there to play a children's game at a high level.
Swing and a miss. He got him, and the Moon City Mavericks have done it 4-0. They defeat Nixa today. Clay Murphy punctuates it with a strikeout, and the Mavericks are going to play for the ultimate prize, the coveted Howard Bell Trophy will be in the balance.
Every single one of us, I feel like we left every game with a smile on our face, and I think that's the biggest thing for a lot of us.
We won games because we played as a team. We got behind, we came back as a team, and somebody was always getting a big hit, so it was a total team.
And if you want to keep playing baseball in 2022, you must win today. This beautiful, sunny October the 9th, a Sunday. Welcome to U.S. Baseball Park, site of a doubleheader of Grip and Rip Baseball League playoff eliminators. Win and advance to the semifinals, take the loss, and the season is over. It's just as simple as that. Hello once again, everybody. I'm Rance Berger. Welcome into U.S. Baseball Park. My partner for this one is Dane Schaff. And Schaff, let's meet the starters for this one. It is the Queens Derby rivalry renewed. The two teams from Springfield, Missouri, hitting it up. It is the Moon City Mavericks at 1-6 taking on the 4-3 Springfield Metropolitans. Moon City will be the visitors on the scoreboard. They are the number 6 seeded team in the GRBL Howard Bell Trophy playoffs. They lead off with the shortstop from Marshfield, Missouri. That's Brady Welsh. Batting second is the first baseman, wears number 12, Michael Barnes. Batting third is the third baseman, number 1, Zach Ralph. Batting fourth is the center fielder from St. Peters, Missouri, number 9, Joe Emery. Batting fifth, the catcher. He's from Springfield, Missouri, number 16, Michael Easter. Batting in the sixth spot is the second baseman from Nixa, Missouri, TJ Orlandi. Hitting in the seventh spot is the extra hitter today, Anthony Musser. Batting eighth is the pitcher. He wears number 7 from Springfield, Missouri, Chris Matlock. Batting ninth is the right fielder, originally from Rose Hill, Kansas, Ben Hammett. And batting in the 10th spot is the left fielder, number 6, Nick Bacon. So it's Welsh, Barnes, Ralph, Emery, Easter, Orlandi, Musser, Matlock, Hammett, and Bacon for the Moon City Mavericks in a must-win situation. Springfield Metropolitans equally must win after stubbing their toe against the Republic Locos in extra innings last week. That vanquished them out of contention for the GRBL North Division Championship and into the Eliminators today. They will lead off with the center fielder. He's number 6, Jared Brashler, batting second. is the left fielder, number 7, Harrison Waters. Batting third from Bolivar, Missouri, number 25, the right fielder, Zach Young. Batting fourth, at 50 years old and doing the catching today, number 14, Steve Aldridge. Batting fifth is the extra hitter, number 16, the Mets player-manager, Brock Chaffin. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, one of the all-time best hitters to ever do it here in the GRBL, Justin Parker. Batting in the 7th spot is the first baseman, David Rodriguez. The 8th hitter is the second baseman from Lewisburg, Missouri, Calvin Dreyer. Batting 9th is the third baseman. He's number 8, Clay Murphy. And batting 10th, the shortstop from Mansfield, Missouri, Jonah Williamson. Starting pitcher today for the Springfield Metropolitans, the Grip and Rip Baseball League's all-time leader in strikeouts. A right-hander originally from Columbia, Illinois. Bounced around a little bit in college, finished out at Indiana State University, where he led the Sycamores in strikeouts with 70 of them in 2005. This is Andy Galley and Dane Schaff. Andy Galley has not had the chance to compete for a GRBL championship since the very first season of this league. I know that's something on his mind, certainly a career that is full of accolades, but the Howard Bell Trophy, not yet on the resume for Andy.
Yeah, he was geared up down there. I spoke a few words with him, and it was, yeah, we joked a little bit about an upcoming football game, and then it turned to baseball real quick. And so, yeah, he was tuned in down there already before most of the players got here.
Yeah, I'd say he was the first Mets player to show up and was doing some warm-ups, a lot of stretches by himself, so Andy knows what's at stake here, both for the Metropolitans, and for himself, just in terms of seeking a little personal fulfillment. His first pitch is away at 12:04 p.m. It's a strike thrown to Brady Welsh, and we are underway. Make that 1-1.
Going to work quick, so we won't get much set in between here. Fastball and curveball and slider. We'll see a little change up there.
Dipped low out of the zone. Right now, quick A&L electric check of the weather. It is 65 degrees under cloudy skies. We're starting to see a little bit of a higher ceiling as we move from morning into afternoon. Skies are just gradually going to clear as the day goes on. No real chance of precipitation in the forecast. It's a beautiful day.
Count evened up at 2s.
Welsh chops that one foul.
And made it out of the playing area.
As always, checks of the weather powered by A&L Electric. Whether it is a residential or a commercial project, you can trust Mike Wilson and the folks at A&L Electric. 3-2 now. We are full up. Leadoff hitter Brady Welsh for Moon City. Got a couple of hits a week ago. He is 5 for 19 on the campaign. Fastball there, swung on, fouled, third base side.
Young man down there getting the foul ball. He was ready to make the play on it.
Yeah, he's got the glove on and everything. He showed up ready to go. He's going to make some quarters today.
He saw that. He was played right on it, but he ducked down as soon as he realized how hard it was hit.
Another payoff pitch. Welsh lifts this one. Camping under that is the shortstop Jonah Williamson for the Metropolitans. He records the catch and the first out. Well, coming into today, talked with the Moon City skipper Daniel England. He said, bottom line is we've got to put some balls into play. That has been a big part of the reason why we started off the season on a 6-game skid. Striking out too much and just not getting the ball into play, trying to make some things happen.
Patience and virtue there for your batters. Situational.
Yep. Michael Barnes has jumped ahead here, 2-0. Rookie from Springfield, Missouri, 24 years old, facing the 38-year-old Andy Galley. Swings and puts this one into play, right field. That's going to get down in front of Zach Young for a base hit. And a fine rookie campaign for Michael Barnes continues. He advances to 9 for 22 on the season, so 9 hits in 7 games. That's pretty good in any league, I think.
Yep.
Speaking of hitting well, Zach Ralph, in spite of the setbacks for Moon City, has had a year in which his hit production has essentially doubled from what it was in 2021. He's 8 for 26 with a double and 7 singles headed into today, hitting .333. Swung and missed big time there to change. So one out on the board. Runner over at first is Barnes.
Slider on that outside corner.
That's
going to be tough. If Andy can start putting that right there, it's going to be tough for the hitters there.
Well, and the book on Galley is generally he can be a slow starter sometimes, and he tends to get more comfortable, especially with the off-speed stuff, as a game goes.
And this weather is just right up his alley.
Yep, absolutely. It's cool enough that he's not going to struggle in the heat.
Yep.
A little bit of a breeze coming in out of the south today. Here comes a 2-strike pitch. I believe it's 1-2 for Ralph. They're having some issues with the scoreboard here, but you and I will keep it, Dane. It'll be fine. That's outside. Ralph thought and checked. Bat left the shoulder. That was about it. 2-2 here.
Yeah.
Fastball up. Aldridge, the catcher, stabbed that. Well, now it's 2. Now it's 2-2. Okay, I misspoke. My apologies. Felt like we lost a ball inside somewhere.
We did too here.
Maybe we were right all along. This is lifted into left center field. Could be trouble. No, not for Harrison Waters. Makes the catch on the run for the second out. So 2 away here for Moon City. Top of the first, just underway. 4 minutes into the ball game. Going to bring up Joe Emery.
Ball was lifted just a little bit too much, and Harrison could get underneath it. Of course, he's got his sidekick out there, Jared Brashler. He was backing him up.
That's a pretty good 1-2 out there.
You get a line drive, but you're going to have to get a line drive to get it down between those two.
Joe Emery, 8 for 20 with 3 extra base hits. That is a career year with the bat for Joe.
Oh, big curveball.
For a strike, yeah.
That had a little more height and bend on it than normal for Andy.
Came back down with a fastball. Emery lifts this one into right. Zach Young had a good beat on it and made the catch. So all 3 outs in that top of the first by way of the fly ball for Moon City. But Andy Galley faces 1 above the minimum. He is out of the inning, and we are scoreless. 0-0 in this GRBL playoff eliminator. Coverage today of the Grip and Rip playoffs brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks.
When times are tough, you turn right now to keep your money moving, to keep your businesses strong, to keep our community strong. Central Bank has been named a Forbes magazine top 100 bank for 12 years in a row. When we say strong roots, we mean it. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
At Big Whiskies, we believe that great food and drink accompanied by the perfect toast can bring anyone together.
Boys, may the best day of your past be the worst day of your future.
Here's to the friends who know us well but manage to like us anyway.
Here's to my neighbor Janet for breaking down my bathroom door when I had too much soap on my hands to open it from the inside. Oxable Woman. Big Whiskies, American Restaurant and Bar.
Right-hander Chris Matlock, an NCAA Division II All-American and a former minor leaguer in the Texas Rangers system, has the baseball for the Moon City Mavericks. And Chris Matlock has been a bright spot in what has been a tough year for the Space Cowboys this 2022. Matlock on the campaign, 26 2/3. He's allowed just 6 earned runs on 27 hits, has 25 strikeouts to go with 6 walks and 2 hit batsmen, a 2.03 ERA for Chris Matlock. And it is worth mentioning, headed into today's game, 97 strikeouts for his career. We expect to see a steady diet of sliders here, Dane Schaaf, but Chris Matlock trying to become just the 6th man in the history of this league to record 100 strikeouts for his career. Needs 3 today to do it.
Comes out of a different arm slot there than most of the pitchers here, so it takes the batters a few more time pitches that he thrown to him that he can pick up that that rotation on the ball when he.
Well, that is 2 pitches on the outer half that Michael Easter has not located into the glove. So
I think did we see a smile from Matlock there?
I think he's maybe chuckling to himself. 2-0. Then he came in and jammed Jared Brashler, who swung on, fouled that one off. So Jared Brashler, commercial airline pilot, working against Chris Matlock, who is a timeshare broker by trade. So a couple guys from the travel industry. Swing and a miss there, evens the count 2-2. Matlock took something off. So Jared's 6 for 28 with 4 runs batted in this season.
Working pretty quick again.
Yeah, that is Chris Matlock's MO. There's the 98th strikeout of his career, and he starts off the Springfield Mets by putting Jared Brashler down, 3 straight strikes.
That's Jared kind of struggles sometimes with the off speed and the curveballs just a little bit.
Well,
I mean, when I was pitching against
him, not his day with what the Mavericks have.
Yeah, when I was throwing to him, yeah, I mean, that's what we worked most of the time.
Look at that. Chris Matlock just started Harrison Waters off with a 2-seam fastball. Waters 11 for 26. 4 of those are extra base hits. Looked at another 2-seam. Chris backed the speed down. This is interesting. Matlock working against the lefty Waters. A couple dangerous men here. That was a breaking pitch. Waters got under it and fouled it back. So Harrison had 12 hits a season ago. That was his second GRBL season with the Republic Locos. He's got 11 here in 2022. Second round draft pick. Swing, 2-hop grounder to the shortstop, Brady Welsh. His throw across the diamond to the first baseman, Michael Barnes, is in time. It does not get easier this... go ahead, Dane.
Yeah, I was going to say, he stroked that hard there, but just right at Welsh there.
Welsh really only had to take one step over, stick the mid out, made the play. So this is Zach Young, rookie. Well, I say rookie, 38 years old. Played a lot of amateur baseball in and around Des Moines, Iowa, but he and his family located back closer to his hometown of Bolivar, Missouri. So this is his first year in the grip and rip, but certainly not a true rookie in terms of playing at this level of baseball. 8 for 22, Zach Young.
Michael Esther, he kind of wanted that pitch right there. Ends up 2-0.
Ooh, and then they run him back in 3-0. Well, they know Zach Young's got power. He's got a home run, a triple, and a double to his credit. One of the few to hit one all the way out of this U.S. baseball park, and he just walked on 4 balls. So 2 outs, Zach Young on for Steve Aldridge.
This is murderer's row when you kind of look at the...
It just doesn't get easier. You know, I keep calling these names, and I'm like, okay, this is the part where you get your out, and there are no easy outs in this lineup.
Zach's a solid person. Then you think, okay, then the next batter comes up is Steve Aldridge.
Aldridge, 14 hits as a rookie last year. He's 9 of 31 this season with the Mets. Just 3 strikeouts in 31 at-bats. A double and 8 singles. But more often than not, he puts one into play. 0-1 here. Chris Matlock worked outside.
He works that. I mean, he understands his strike zone, and Steve won't bend away from it. You hardly see him swinging anything bad.
1-1. That's way out. Make it 2-1. So yeah, Steve Aldridge, back in the early 90s, hit .313 in Low A, Oneonta, New York, for the Oneonta Yankees. Sometimes professional grade plate vision just never goes away, right, Dan?
No. He works at it too.
Yeah, absolutely he does. Sure. 3-1. And I think a lot of the younger guys, players half his age, really enjoy working out and training and working on hitting with Steve. He's mentored a lot of young men in this league. 3-1 swung on. That is off Matlock's glove. Ricochets into the base path. Chris almost slipped and fell, but got the underhand flip to Michael Barnes. It was not pretty, but the result wasn't out.
That was close. I mean, he looks like he's running all right. Boy, it looked like he could really rolled up an ankle there pretty bad.
Thought he was going to slide out of his shoe maybe. But
I think he thinking, I got to turn around tag Steve.
Well, he's all right. So they do get the out. We are scoreless. We've played one. We will head to inning number 2 right after this. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League Playoff Eliminators.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Hawkins with Key Cornerstone Realty, here to help with all your real estate needs in the St. Louis area. Do you have a house you want to sell for top dollar? We can help. With over 15 years of experience, our negotiating skills and expertise can help buyers and sellers get under contract fast. Contact us at keycornerstonerealty.com or call us at 636-447-8661. And go Locos!
Do you want to do more? Are you feeling called to help? Some will just hang on. Others will raise their hand to truly help. Phoenix Home Care is looking for raised hands. Phoenix Home Care and Hospice needs help. Phoenix Home Care is hiring immediately for caregivers who want to help people live life with dignity in their own homes. Take this time of crisis to seize an opportunity. Go to phoenixhomehc.com and click on the Careers tab. Be different. Make a difference. Choose Phoenix.
Phoenix Home Care and Hospice. I choose Phoenix.
I'm Rantzberger, my partner Dane Schaff. Teams on the field, well, those would be the Springfield Metropolitans and the Moon City Mavericks. 0-0 is the score, top of the second inning. And we expected this one to be a pretty good battle between a couple of veteran pitchers, Andy Galley for the Mets, Chris Matlock for City, and so far, each has faced one above the minimum. Here's Michael Easter for Moon City. It'll be Easter, Orlandi, and Musser for the Mavericks. Easter puts this one into center field, but running in and making the catch is Brashler. Got a great jump. So that brings up T.J. Orlandi, the 31-year-old rookie from Nixa, Missouri, an electrical engineer. Has a couple of hits on the freshman campaign. Does Orlandi? Looks at a strike. Galley kicked and dealt him a fastball, and he did get that outer half, so right away, 0-2.
I guess say they're playing him medium and almost straight away here. Infield's in just a bit.
Yeah, Galley came downhill, but kind of fell off the mound toward the first base side, and the pitch moved accordingly. 1-2. Galley back up and out. Did not get the zone that time. So 2-2 to T.J. Orlandi. And down on strikes he goes. A called third strike. First K of the day for Galley. 2 outs in the inning. It brings up Anthony Musser. He's from Ozark, Missouri now, but originally from Mishawaka, Indiana. He went to Penn High School.
Don't know where.
Well, it's in northern Indiana. It's pretty close to South Bend, is my understanding. And he started out at Indiana University, South Bend, as a matter of fact, and then finished out a degree in sports management here in Missouri at Southwest Baptist University. 0-1 is put up toward right field, tailing down, and a great catch on the run for Zach Young, robbing Musser of what probably would have been extra bases instead. That is a 3-up, 3-down inning.
I'll say 1, 3, 4, 5 pitches.
Yeah, and again, 2 fly balls go up and into the outfield, but Jared Brashler and Zach Young do their jobs. Andy Galley got a strikeout, and just like that, top half of the second is done. We stay scoreless. Back with more right after this.
What gets me out of bed every morning is the possibility of helping people. I want to give people back their peace of mind. I want to know they have a fighter in their corner when they've been the victim of someone else's negligence to help put their lives back together. I want them to know it's going to be okay. Our creed at Tolbert Beetle is tell them you mean business. We want our clients to know that when they hire our law firm, the insurance companies are going to take them seriously. They're going to take their case serious. We leave no stone unturned in preparing their case. We are on the cutting edge of trial technology. We have 2 decades of trial experience in representing injured clients. We become a part of our client's struggle and take on that burden. We get our clients the justice they deserve. That's the rewarding part. The look on their face, their appreciation.
They know that our team has gone to battle for them, and we have come out victorious. That is the most rewarding part.
We have carried their burden. We have walked in their steps. We have fought their fight.
Well, Tolbert Beetle's docket for the Springfield Metropolitans this inning includes Brock Chaffin, Justin Parker, and David Rodriguez. Calvin Dreyer would come to bat should anyone manage to reach safely against the veteran right-hander Chris Matlock. 0-0 between Moon City and the Springfield Metropolitans. The winner advances to the GRBL playoff semifinals. And for the loser of this one-game playoff, the season is done. Chaffin just looked at ball too low.
Yeah, the other one looked like an off-speed slider that just missed the outside corner. He's trying to backdoor him a little bit there. We'll see if we see a heater here.
Yeah, I say Matlock is taking a minute. You don't usually see that from him too often. That was the heat. Chaffin got under it. T.J. Orlandi, the second baseman, back on the grass, makes the catch.
Just a bit there.
It's a nice 2-0 pitch there. So 1 away. Here's Justin Parker. And Justin Parker, what a season he has had. 12 for 29, a home run, 5 doubles, 6 singles, 6 runs batted in. And has only struck out twice. 41 years old. Can you believe that? Yikes. So Chris Matlock, I don't think meant to do that, but just hit Justin Parker in the lower back.
And then Matlock got hit with the new ball because he was talking to Justin. They were talking back and forth there a little bit.
Well, that's I think Justin Parker has played this game long enough to know there was no ill intent there from Chris Matlock.
I haven't seen any time, any place in these years that
Rodriguez. Oh, no, and the ball got away from Michael Barnes. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, a double play there. Good fielding from Orlandi. Brady Welsh, the shortstop, did a spin move, and then he just threw it a little high for Michael Barnes, the first baseman, to reel.
Lost track of picking up the target there. Just your gun was sighted here.
Yeah.
And not to the bag there. Yeah, he struck that one hard there.
So nice work from Orlandi to make the initial play, keeping Rodriguez from getting a hit out to right. So this is Calvin Dreyer with a runner on.
I was going to say there, of all the years here I've been here, I've never seen or been involved with anybody that wanted to throw at somebody. If we're all wanting to play ball here, There's ground ball to
another
Orlandi.
Tailor-made play for Orlandi. Back-to-back 4 6s get the Mavericks out of the inning.
Matlock still set on 90.
Yeah, so he did not get a strikeout in that inning, so he's still at 98. So, well, speaking of Justin Parker, let's talk about Justin Parker. He was one of 3 finalists for the GRBL Silver Slugger Award. This is a new postseason award for 2020, and Justin Parker got himself nominated with plays like this one.
Justin Parker lifts one in the air, left field, back it goes, and that is out of here. Justin Parker,
the hits keep coming,
sends a bomb. Justin Parker puts one all the way up and yadier. A 3-run home run for Justin Parker.
So that home run from Justin Parker, September 25th of this year. The other finalists for the Silver Slugger were Toby Yorks from the Branson Showmen and Trent Simpson for the Republic Locos. But now it is my pleasure to say your 2022 Silver Slugger winner is Justin Parker from the Springfield Metropolitans. So big congratulations to JP. He has been in this league a long time, great ambassador for the GRBL, and having a great one with the Springfield Mets. Again, 12 for 29 with that big home run punctuating it all, but he is now the first winner of the Silver Slugger. So here's Chris Matlock batting for the Mavericks. Swung at a fastball from Andy Galley, and
fouled back.
I'm sure both of these guys are pretty excited about this plate appearance right here.
Yeah.
Galley got him to swing. Was that a slider or
Yeah, I think that may have been more the curveball because it went straight down.
It was moving. 0-2.
Fastball.
Matlock pokes this into play. Shortstop Williamson charging in, had trouble on the exchange, and Matlock is safe.
Eating up the ground, man, just and pumped up afterwards.
And yeah, they're scoring that a hit. I'd be pumped up for that too, as he starts off the
then
third
he says,
inning.
"Get my pitch runner or my courtesy runner over."
Yeah, so Cody Files very quickly out of the dugout. It is an infield single for Matlock. Well, Josh Engler told me last week, POs, or, pitcher-only players are the best athletes, and you can, I guess, make an argument for it with the speed Chris Matlock just displayed.
I'll argue with him on that.
I think a lot of us would.
I think you'd say pitcher first, because we know. Oh,
this is popped. Hammett tried a bunt. Instead, that's going to go right into the basket for Steve Aldridge, so one pitch, one out there.
I was going to say, he'll also tell you he wants to play ball and he wants to swing the bat too.
Absolutely, he does.
So, yeah,
not quite a PO anymore.
I'm sure we all grew up. Nobody grew up wanting to be a pitcher only. We hit. You always practice hitting the ball and doing the other things. So
it's been my experience, just even at the youth level. Whenever there's a clinic or something, you do the fielding drills first. And then you dangle hitting drills out there like an incentive because everybody wants to hit.
Yep.
So here's Nick Bacon standing in against Galley.
That's Jonah. That's unusual there. He just wobbled it just a
little
hair.
trouble on the exchange. That's all that was. And the result of the play was an infield single for Chris Matlock. 1-0 here for Nick Bacon. 16 hits in his career. Hitting in the 10 spot. He was Moon City's leadoff hitter for much of 2021 that saw the Mavericks ring the bell at the end. 1-1. That's up and out.
Harrison's water's kind of shading towards right, or center just a bit, right?
I don't know if they're thinking he's going to go opposite, but Bacon can pull. That's a fastball. Instead, this is lifted into center. Jared Brashler took a couple of steps in, settled, and made the catch. That is the second out, and back to the Anderson Engineering leadoff spot go the Mavericks. It's Brady Welsh. So Brady Welsh from Marshfield, Missouri, former minor leaguer with the Braves. Made it to the advanced rookie level. Injuries essentially derailed his pro career. This is popped, stays on the infield, and David Rodriguez, the first baseman, gets the catch.
Another pop-up.
And the out. It has been a lot of pop-ups. That is 3 outs all by way of the pop-up in that inning. That is a total, Dane Schaaf, of 8 pop-up outs by the Mavericks. So 8 of their 9 thus far have been by way of the fly ball. We are scoreless, headed to the bottom of the third. Metropolitans, Mavericks in a GRBL playoff eliminator. Back with a little bit more right after this.
Team jersey? Check. Face paint? Check. Go Bear! Throw lozenge? Check. Money for tickets. Ooh, better check.
With Great Southern mobile banking, it's easy to check your balance, move some money, even pay someone back. Download the Great Southern app and be in your seat by game time. Great Southern Bank. We're fans too. Download the mobile app today.
Check.
You love your truck, and Plaza Tire Service is here to help you make it even better. We've got wheels, leveling kits, and of course, the area's largest selection of light truck tires. With ATs and mud tires up to 35s and bigger, Plaza Tire Service has you covered. And we can help you select a great combination that will work with your truck. Take your truck from stock to spectacular with Plaza Tire Service. In Springfield on East Sunshine, West Sunshine, and South Campbell, and now open at 1007 Kenneth and Nixa. That's Plaza Tire Service.
Rantzberger and the man Father Time forgot Dane Schaff. Back with you live at U.S. Baseball Park. Mets and Mavericks scoreless. Bottom of the third. The batter is Clay Murphy, the native of Wolf Lake, Illinois. 2020 MVP award winner Clay Murphy, might I add. Been swinging very well. Now, we talked about pitchers who want to hit. Clay Murphy is certainly a fine example of that. He is 9 for 23, so having his best year yet. This is third season in Grip and Rip. In terms of offense, Murph has upped his production substantially. Now, if you go back and reconstruct, he's gotten a lot of infield singles, but infield singles years from now will be remembered as sharp line drives out into the grass.
There you go, yeah.
2-1, swung on, he took him upstairs. That's going to dip over the head of the second baseman. Orlandi gamely ran out there to try to track it down, but just a little too much flight under the ball, and Clay Murphy gets the 10th hit of his third season.
I was trying to, when Clay was with us and when we were together with the Ducks.
Yep.
I don't think he played much infield.
No, he didn't really.
It was pitching only there for him.
And AK batted. He got 7 hits that year. 4 of them all came in one game. So, what it looked like was 7 hits in 9 games.
Yeah.
It was actually more like 3 hits in 8 games, and then he went off once. But
yeah.
But no, it's been a little more distributed here in 2022 for him.
I think it all comes there. Your hitting's a repetitive part of the sport, and the more at bats you get, the more comfortable you feel there swinging.
Well, a lot of guys, it's just sometimes it's just a feeling you get. When you hits breed hits. When you're feeling good, you hit well. Jonah Williamson stands in the left-handed batter's box against Chris Matlock. He waited on the slider, kind of took an inside-out hack, and that's going to get into foul territory where Zach Ralph, the third baseman, ranges over and makes the catch for the first out. So back to the top of the order. Go ahead.
I was going to say, again, another pitch not squared up on the barrel part of the bat.
Yeah, a little bit of impatience there, I think, from Jonah. I'm sure the veterans in the dugout will tell him, hey, take one next time.
Yeah.
Jared Brashler struck out first time up. Looked at a ball inside. So Brash still 6 hits on the season. This is his 8th game. Fastball sprayed right side. Orlandi trying to come up with it. His play is at first, and they do get the out. Initially looked like it was trouble, but credit TJ Orlandi for staying down on the ball and finishing the play.
Knocked it down. He was looking like he was trying to make that quick spin move, throw to second, and it did trickle towards first base, which allowed him to throw out the speedy Jared Brashler.
Definitely not easy. That does move Murphy up into scoring position. He's on second base.
We have no score, and this is a chance right here.
Yep. Harrison Waters, one of the guys you'd want to have it in his hand, grounded out to short last time.
And it's flared over the third base side out.
Ralph made the catch on the run, lost his cap, almost got tangled up with the left fielder Bacon. But the bottom line is that's a big out for Moon City there.
They were playing Harrison to pull, and that Zach was the only one who's going to get that.
Well, Zach Ralph rises to the occasion, and we stay scoreless.
Rob's the run.
We are back with the fourth inning right after this.
We believe reading creates bright futures.
Ozarks Literacy Council offers one-on-one tutoring and a variety of literacy programs for students of all ages.
My student is still making progress and is excited. He can now text.
Near the end of the month, he brought me his own book and read it to me all on his own. He was so proud and had such a reignited spirit for reading. I nearly cried.
My adult student just completed the entire alphabet, error-free, for the first time.
She has improved to the point of wanting extra material. It's such a great thing. She used to hate having to read, and now she wants more.
Empower yourself and your children for a better life.
Ozarks Literacy Council.
A little bit of a surprise move. It's a Henry's Towing pitching change for the Springfield Metropolitans. They put the hook to Andy Galley, and they're going to bring in Justin Loudon, the right-hander, out of Lebanon, Missouri, coming on in relief. Well, this Mets pitching staff across the season has been the top pitching staff in the GRBL, so big opportunity here for Justin Loudon.
Here's the strategy before the game here, Loudon get him one or two, and then
saving Clay Murphy to probably ride that horse to the end. So Justin Loudon in 2022, 3 innings, no earned runs. He has given up 3 hits, 3 strikeouts, a walk, and 3 hit by pitches. His last outing was against the Nixa Suckers a week ago, where he was the losing pitcher. Did give up the game-winning run. However, that was unearned because that was in extras, and the GRBL uses the California tiebreaker, where the inning starts off with a runner on second base. So you do not assign an earned run for that particular runner. Hours and hours of research, Dane Schaff, what can I say? But so Loudon took the loss, but ended up still keeping the perfect DRA, giving up that walk-off hit to R.J. Neese last week.
I guess that just makes sense there.
I mean, he didn't give up the hit to put the runner there, so it wouldn't make sense to say, hey, that run was earned.
No.
But nevertheless, I'm sure that memory is sticking with Justin Loudon.
It's still, any of those situations, as you go in there into those innings like that, you're the pitcher. You think that's your man back there.
Yep.
So got to pitch likewise there.
Yep. So Justin Loudon scheduled to face the 2-3-4 hitters. It'll be Michael Barnes, Zach Ralph, Joe Emery from Moon City here in the 4th. Scoreless ball game, and if you're the Mavericks, probably feel like you need to get aggressive going against Fruit Snacks Loudon here. Pitched 6 innings a season ago for the Mavericks, so Moon City skipper Daniel England certainly aware of what Loudon has on the pitcher's mound. There's a strike to Barnes.
Got his wind up there. I mean, it's a short throw. I mean, coming away from him, so it's a little deceptive as it gets up on you.
Aldridge sets up outside, and they got the outside corner. Michael Barnes not at all happy with that, but he left the bat on the shoulder, and Justin Loudon starts off with a strikeout. Here comes Ralph. Had a good catch to get the Mavericks out of the 3rd inning just a few moments ago. Here's a chance to do a little something with the bat in his hand. 8-for-27 is Ralph. Breaking ball in, swung on, fouled off. Zach had 4 hits with Moon City a season ago. 7 with the Mavericks in 2020. He's got 8 this year. 3rd year in the grip and rip. one of the young guns and one of the league's top recruiters as well. So Zach Ralph had enough fun as a rookie in 2020. He invited plenty of friends to come out and play ball. Oof, fooled by the slider that time.
Yep. Just took just a little bit off there. Hid again. Just the arm and release points. It's hidden pretty good by Justin here.
Justin Loudon, very cerebral out on the mound. You can almost see the gears churning in his head as he works innings. Fastball out. That evens us up 2-2. Justin Loudon working with a little more pace than I've seen him use in years past. I'm sure that's by design, just trying to speed things up and not overthink it. 2-2 pitch. Ooh, two-seamer. Sprayed right side. Big sliding attempt by Calvin Dreyer. Didn't come up with the baseball. And Ralph is going to reach safely.
I think Calvin will come back. He'll say, I should just field that.
Yeah, he was thinking about the throw when he entered the slide, and yeah, that's a valiant effort for sure. But it's going to be scored an infield single, so no penalty to Calvin Dreyer there, going above and beyond. And here is Joe Emery. Zach Ralph, with one out on the board, represents a go-ahead run for the Mavericks. And in a scoreless ball game, every runner feels like a big deal.
Yeah, top of 4 and.
Emery flying out to right last time. Chops this one to third. Clay Murphy picks it. Throw to second is in time. Dreyer's throw will not get picked up by David Rodriguez, so Emery is going to be safe, and he looked like he just went over the bag on first base, ended up on the turf.
Yeah, I don't know if they caught each other's heels or
I
something
didn't
there.
think he touched Rodriguez. I think he hooked the
bag.
base. It didn't look good. It was not a soft landing at all for Joe Emery.
No.
5-4 fielder's choice in the books. 2 outs, and Michael Easter comes in.
Clay did a little.
That was a nice
short
pick.
hop, scoop him up.
Very nice pick from the third baseman Clay Murphy. Michael Easter, turned inside out by the two-seam fastball from Justin Loudon. Gotta like that if you're rooting for the Mets. Loudon shook off whatever Aldridge put down at first. Now he has what he wants. Got the strike zone. 0-2. Easter's thinking about that one.
Yeah.
He's still stepping out thinking about that one.
I think Joe's getting him paced over here.
Yeah. He's trying to get into Loudon's head just a touch.
Yeah.
He comes set from the chest. Oh.
Yeah.
That was not the most serious check throw I think I've ever seen in my life.
No, but Joe took just a half a step there on that.
Well, and with 2 outs, you got to figure send him, right?
Yeah, I think. I mean, Michael makes contact.
2 strikes, 2 outs. That's a bouncer.
That Joe bluffed that time.
Yeah.
That may have just been a little bit to get Justin thinking, hey, he might go. I need to quicken up my throw.
That's exactly what that is, and that sends Aldridge out to talk. So
then that takes a little bit off of that two-seamer, and Easter could put it into play there.
Steve Aldridge, I like this, leaves the mask on as he goes out to talk with Justin Loudon. Nothing more.
That way the Mavericks can't read his lips, right?
Oh, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever heard an account of successful lip reading in this league.
No. If they're not, Dan England's keeping it quiet.
Yeah.
We know he has some of those top secret things.
Trying for every advantage he can. You got to love that. 1-2. That missed high, and that sends Emery sprawling back to first without a throw. So, yeah, he was thinking about going on the 2-strike pitch. 0-0 ball game. Now it's deuces wild on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Yeah, Justin's got to come in. This might be a good hit and run spot right here. He won't want to go 3.
Looked like they set up outside. They did, and Emery is going to take off and steal. No throw.
Yeah.
But second base has been swiped. Emery into scoring position. A full count now for Easter, who's been very disciplined, very patient, working his way back. Loudon looks like he's contemplating the existence of the baseball as he holds it in his throwing hand. It's getting philosophical.
This is not fast pitch softball. You don't have to show the ball.
Easter fouls off a jam shot. First base side, he will stay in the hunt.
Yeah, kept that live there. Got the young gentleman chasing down.
I was going to say, that got up and clear of the seats in a hurry.
Didn't get anybody, thank the Lord.
3-2. That's outside. He walked him.
You could see Justin choked that just a little bit. His release just a little didn't look fluid like the other pitches had been.
So that creates a situation with runners on first and second for TJ Orlandi. Struck out looking.
Files is in to run for...
Yep, they're going to run for the catcher Easter. Gives him the chance with 2 outs to go get the shin guards on, and it's a little bit of a speed upgrade. So here is Orlandi. Ozark Fence and Supply, his player sponsor this year. 2 outs, 2 men on. There's a bouncer. Fine block from Steve Aldridge.
Yep.
Did just what you want him to do, block it back into the playing surface. And even with, the big dribble that ball took, there was no chance for Joe Emery to advance. Don't talk a lot about Steve Aldridge's defensive prowess as a catcher, but it is certainly there.
Yeah, he told me last year he's going to try that.
1-0 pitch runs up and in.
Said, go after it. He goes, well, less running.
That's
something like that.
Right, yeah. Well, he as a rookie, he played just about everywhere on the infield for Republic last season.
Yeah.
They were moving him around quite a bit. Here's a 2-0. And he was successful. He played a pretty competent shortstop, second base. He can play third.
He played a shortstop, I believe, for us out in Arizona there last year.
3-0 for Orlandi. Hitters count. And a fastball pumps the outer half of the zone down low. Nothing too fancy there, but Orlandi was just going to make Loudon have to throw a strike. May get something on the 3-1. Swung on. This is grounded to the shortstop. Williamson up with it for the Mets. His throw across in time. They got him by a step.
Ooh.
And the Mets just survived a pretty scary jam. But Jonah Williamson guns down TJ Orlandi to get them out of the inning.
That was bang bang.
We stay scoreless. This is a playoff eliminator. Win and advance to the semifinals, lose, and the season is over. Back with more right after this.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Jocelina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Now at Domino's, we're more than just hand-tossed pizza for $7.99. We're $7.99 gluten-free crust, $7.99 handmade pan crust, $7.99 Brooklyn-style crust, and $7.99 crunchy thin crust, too. Carry out 3-topping pizzas on any of Domino's 5 crusts for just $7.99 each.
Chris Matlock back to work for the Moon City Mavericks. They are scoreless right now with the Springfield Metropolitans. Third meeting of the season between these two teams. The Mets emerged victorious in both of the regular season legs of a rivalry we like to call the Queen's Derby. Another nickname for Springfield, Missouri is, of course, the Queen City. Moon City Mavericks are named for a part of northern Springfield that kind of once existed as its own tongue-in-cheek named town, now has been sort of absorbed into Springfield proper, but If you drive around certain parts of Springfield, you still see the signs for Moon City. It now kind of lives on as more of a neighborhood and an art district. It's a good name for a baseball team, though. The Moon City Mavericks. Strike one.
Slider there
to Zach Young. Steady diet of sliders, perhaps, on tap as Chris Matlock works into the fourth inning. He has been designated for the 3+ tag, to the surprise of no one, by the Moon City gaffer Daniel England.
Oh.
That is 3 consecutive strikes by Chris Matlock. Down goes Zach Young, and that is number 99 in the career of the All-American Chris Matlock. He has worked very hard to get to this time and point of his career. It's a large situation in the life of this game. Steve Aldridge lifts one into center field. Over to get that is Emery, and he makes the catch. No problem for Joe for the second out. Brock Chaffin bats next. He was incidentally Cole Rourke's 100th career strikeout earlier this season. So Brock probably, I'm not sure if he's aware of the moment, but does not want to be caught on this side of history again. Second time he's seen Chris Matlock today. Popped out to second base first time. Matlock. Yes, the big bend on the slider.
Yeah. And he changed arm slot just a bit there. That was kind of different.
Ooh, ran very in. So interestingly enough, both of these guys played a season out of high school at Longview Community College in Kansas City. Chaffin then went to Missouri State, of course, and Chris Matlock ended up at Central Missouri. That's way outside. 2-1. Chris, an NCAA All-American in 2008. He was the Division II Pitcher of the Year by the American Baseball Coaches Association with the Central Missouri Mules. 2-1. Fastball is ripped to the second baseman. Orlandi up with it for the Mavericks. And that is the third out. So, big 1-2-3 inning there, and I'm sure that's the moral of the story for the Mavs. Chris Matlock stays at 99. We will go to the fifth right after this. It's the Grip and Rip Baseball League Playoff Eliminator right here on YouTube.
My name is Paul Sunday with Big Whiskey's American Restaurant and Bar, started in Springfield, Missouri. I've always been under the impression you do what you're good at. I got started in the restaurant industry back when I was 18. The original Big Whiskey's was established on Park Central East here, which happens to be Route 66. The concept of Big Whiskey's was very simple. We didn't want to reinvent the wheel. We just wanted to do what others were doing better. We basically are a restaurant that celebrates our bar. We're a restaurant that celebrates sports. But more importantly, we're a restaurant that has a great food product. We've won awards with our pasta dishes, our steaks, our wings, our buffalo chicken dip. People are going to think I'm cliche by saying, well, everything's good. What makes Springfield special to me, whenever I was younger, I used to say that it was big enough to get lost, but not big enough to lose yourself. So I think that it has all the attributes of a big city with, quite frankly, the quaintness of the folks that live inside it.
Nothing ball game between the Metropolitans and the Mavericks as we get ready to go into the top of the fifth. Justin Loudon back out to the hill for another inning of work for the Mets.
Sprinted out there awful late, like maybe he was tying his shoes in the dugout or something.
Might have been, hey, his nickname is Fruit Snacks. Might have been enjoying a little sugary pick-me-up.
Yeah, I saw him dropping a bag off for you.
Yeah, that's become a superstition. He brought me a bag last week, and then he brought me another one this time. And I said, "Is there something to this that I should know more about?" Just living into it. Justin Loudon likes to have a lot of fun. That's kind of a memory that a lot of the guys off the 2021 Mavericks who won the bell, I think everyone on that roster has at least one Justin Loudon story from that historic season. Ran the two-seamer in. Big attack on Anthony Musser, who swung on and fouled it back. I like the aggression to start the fifth for Snacks. It's going to be Musser, Matlock, and Hammett for Moon City.
3 total hits so far going into the top of the 5th.
It's been a pretty crisp ball game. Let's not jinx it. Musser pops this one up. That's going to stay on the infield. Loudon off the mound. Oh, and he muffed it. He was thinking about making the grab and saying, "Hey, girls, look at me," and he took his eye off the ball.
Yeah.
And, yeah, absolutely. You can see as he runs back out to the mound.
Yeah, his dugout was giving him a hard time.
Andy Galley, the starting pitcher for the Mets, up on the rail. I am sure he just gave Justin an earful.
Yeah.
Those two guys are friends, but, yeah, that was tailor-made. Here comes an 0-2 to Musser, who gets new life. Swings and puts this one. That's well hit into center, but Brashler tracked it.
So Justin is telling Andy, right there, he goes, hey, I did that so I could get my players more action out there.
That's exactly it. Just wanted to show everyone what Jared Brashler can do, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just like he planned it. So here's Chris Matlock. He's sorting out the lumber. Walking up to a little Kenny Loggins.
Yeah.
Chris Matlock subtly likes to have a little fun. Fierce competitor that he is. First time he's seen Justin Loudon. 1 out. Saw a four-seamer there for a strike.
Mm-hmm.
Moon City, first time I think, is going to have some activity in the pen. That's Anthony Musser jogging down the left field line. That was Daniel England. I know the plan is to go with Chris Matlock for 5, and after that could just be nickels and dimes with whoever is left. Mavericks without Joe Juarez today. He's out in Arizona playing in a tournament with a Kansas City team. There's the 1-1, and Chris Matlock lifts one into center. That's got some backspin on it, and that drops down.
Yeah.
Base hit.
2 for 2.
Don't go anywhere. Chris Matlock is 2 for 2. Pull up the season stats on him real quick. Yeah, he is now 6 for 13. That's, what, 457, I think, if my math is correct? He's a hitter now.
So Juarez must be out there with 35. And
yeah, he's with a club called the Kansas City Monarchs, I believe. And they've been playing pretty well, is my understanding, at least just from kind of following along with Joe's social media, but not available for the Mavericks today, and that would be a guy I know England would call upon to pitch an inning or two in this playoff eliminator. Best case is that the Mavericks can upset the Mets today and have Juarez for next week.
I'll be out there.
I was going to say,
next week.
It's about that time for you, right?
Yeah, I'll be out there 2 weeks.
Well, there'll be several GRBL guys scheduled to make that trip. Am I right?
Yes, I think so.
Either
we got
past or present.
Yep. So first week will be with the Aberdeen / U.S. baseball bunch.
Gotcha.
And then the next week we got several that can stay and play in so of course that's 50 and over, and then the next week is 55 and over, and we'll be playing with a bunch of guys out Tulsa. A couple of them I went to college with, and kind of joined up with them last year.
I thought that was the team that was never going to give you your unconditional release. I thought you were just going to stay in Arizona playing for Tulsa forever.
Yeah. They kind of
seemed like you guys had a good run.
We had a good run, and we think we made a couple of add-ons, and I think it'll fill the holes for us.
2-1 to Ben Hammett, who chops one, and that's going to get foul. And then Hammett goes down.
He tried the
hop around, because Justin Loudon was charging after the ball, and Hammett has folded up. Don't want to speculate at all as to what that is, but
grab the hamstring.
Yeah,
you do that little hop thing. I know it's.
Oh boy. Well, that's not good for Moon City by any stretch. Hammett.
I have to do some specific stretches to keep one from tightening up.
Well, and Ben Hammett is as dedicated to staying in shape as he is. He's handed the stick back. He's going to gamely try to go, but you can clearly tell he's not feeling well.
Here would be, if he wants a swing, I think he's going to need to bunt here.
Right. Well, you hope this
Just
is a cramp and not a pull.
Yeah. But yeah, the way it took him down,
and this creates trouble for Moon City. You know, he's the starting right fielder and is a, very good defender.
Yeah.
So then you're looking at, sending a backup outfielder, which would probably be Anthony Musser or Gabe Rendelman. The issue is Musser is very clearly getting warmed up to pitch. So
trying to take a peek down there. I don't remember.
I mean, you may end up seeing Jacob McDaniel or Gabe Rendelman go out there to play in the field if Hammett cannot go. But for the moment...
Oh, you might have to make Easter still catch and Files stay out in the field.
That's true. Here's a 2-1. This is situations like this are where you find out who is the manager who drafted with some versatility in mind.
Yeah.
What do you do when it starts to go wrong? 3-1. And if Hammett gets on, they are probably going to think about lifting him.
I had the pleasure of coaching my brother when he was 15, 16.
That's a wild pitch.
Wow. And the nice thing was we had 6 shortstops.
Yikes.
So we had a lot of flexibility. Looks like England's going to go down there and talk to Ben. Maybe.
Is he going to lift him or is he going to run for him?
That would be a pitch runner there.
Yep. England takes the helmet. So Daniel England running for Ben Hammett.
Coming out.
And he's going to talk to Loudon.
Like I said, we're here.
Yep. Runner in scoring position, tie ball game. We'll see if this is this a mound visit or is this the gate?
I think it's maybe just a mound right now. They're talking.
Well, they're bringing the corner infielders in. Metropolitans also without reliever Jaron Dishman. No, there's
Justin just put the ball in Clay's hand.
Okay, so 5th inning, Springfield Metropolitans a little ahead of schedule perhaps, but they are going to the right-hander from Wolf Lake, Illinois, Clay Murphy, the third baseman, coming on to throw. It is a Henry's towing pitching change for the Mets. And so let's talk about the innings restriction rule. This is where pulling Galley after 3, saving Clay Murphy for this tag comes into play. You've got 1 out.
Yeah. So
and Murphy can go to the end of the 9th, and then he could go an extra, by virtue of the way the rules work in the playoffs, if and when it comes to that. But first things first, the Mets are going to count on Clay Murphy.
And you got 2 young hitters coming up right here, so it'll be a... looks like Parker's going to enter as third baseman.
Yeah, and he has been the third baseman when it's not been Murphy. But the question here for me, Dane, is just how effective can Clay be? Just only getting 8 warm-up tosses on that Tommy John repaired arm.
Well, I believe since it was short earned here. I mean, he can throw his 8 and then he can turn to the umpire and ask for 4 more or something like that. I mean, you can turn and ask him, hey, man, I didn't get properly warmed up. I don't want to.
So Clay Murphy on the season, 20 innings pitched, 3 earned runs on 9 hits, 31 strikeouts to 5 walks. He has not hit anyone, and he has thrown 1 wild pitch. It's a 1.35 ERA. Clay Murphy, of course, 31 consecutive innings pitched without allowing a run from October 18th, 2020 to August 28th of this year. So almost 2 years without giving up an earned run. Before that finally had the streak snap for him against the Branson Showmen. But the other number we're watching here, Schaff, and this is not going to come into play this inning, but perhaps later today, 96 strikeouts for Clay Murphy entering the GRBL playoffs. That's a career number. So 96 strikeouts in 3 seasons. That is a lot of swings and misses. So he needs 4 in this game to become the 6th to enter that century club.
I think right now here, you won't see him try to punch somebody.
A soft grounder off the bat of Nick Bacon would be just dandy for Clay Murphy. Starts off with the fastball.
Yep. We talked about that a little bit after when we played them in the Showman, and I don't think he was quite. I think he told me, he said, just wasn't right in his head right at the moment, and I told him, I said, I think we started talking about pitches and whatnot, and I said, he goes, I just wasn't comfortable throwing the fastball. And I said, yeah, you don't throw it, then you don't feel comfortable. So you got to do your down at your bullpen. You got to do that. You got to throw them.
1-1 to Bacon. That was the slider. And the thing about Clay Murphy's slider is Nick Bacon probably knew that was coming, and he still swung over the top of it and missed.
I think sometimes he calls it. He'll mention that. I mean, of course, we know that BVG does that, but sometimes Henson does that.
Swing and a miss.
Foul.
No, that was a foul tip. Just touched it. So Bacon stays in the hunt.
So I don't know how well Bacon and Murphy are friends wise. I mean, they're enough to throw at you. Hey, I'm going to throw the knuckleball.
They've been opponents. They've been teammates. Of course, both these guys were with the Mavericks a season ago, won a title. Nick fouls that one off, so he's gamely hanging in there. This would be certainly a probably top 5 career moment for Nick Bacon if he can put one into the outfield here. Another 1-2 coming up. This is the 6th pitch of the plate appearance. Murphy, slider on the outer half, swing and a miss, down on strikes.
Out number 2 and 97.
97 for Clay Murphy. Back to the top of the order, Brady Welsh in the Anderson Engineering leadoff spot for Moon City. Welsh 0 for 2 today. Popped out to the first baseman. Last time up in the 3rd. Aldridge there. Quick now Clay Murphy turns back around, so one mound visit was not enough. Not sure if this is going over signs or just going over a little misunderstanding, perhaps.
Maybe what they wanted to do, he may.
Well, Welsh, definitely a dangerous man in a dangerous situation for the Mets. A runner in scoring position that would represent a go-ahead in a scoreless ball game. 1-0 with 2 outs. Fastball swung on, lifted foul. First base side well up and out of play. Maybe a 1-1, and now Murphy rejected whatever that was that they threw out to him.
Yeah, now they're throwing it back in. Galley threw it out. Matlock, I think, has thrown that one out. Well, Justin threw that one out. We see him throwing that. It appears to be the same one.
Went right back into the hip bag of the home plate umpire. Lester Ratcliffe back there. He's worked just about every GRBL Sunday this season, I believe. Well, was not out here for the Friday night opener, but that's just about it. He's done yeoman's work. 1 and 2.
We talked there one game there.
Yeah, just one of the
field.
First of all, pretty good umpire, but second of all, one of the just nicest gentlemen of the game you will ever meet. Here's a 1-2. Welsh fouls that one back.
Back here.
Some umpires kind of balk at doing these fall games or doing men's league games, but Lester
it's a little different.
Embraces and accepts the challenge.
It's a little different than men's softball, slow pitch softball.
Well, sprays that one won the springtime. Lester Ratcliffe gets assigned, some pretty good games, high school games here in Southwest Missouri. Usually gets a district final at least one.
Yeah, I mean he's in the Springfield area.
Yeah,
I haven't seen him over in Southwest.
He usually gets assigned. I think he did it was either
sectional.
I think he did like a Class 2 sectional last year. He was not assigned to any of the Final Four, but he was around because I ran into him in the stadium and we had a nice chat. I was here watching Springfield Catholic. 1-2. They're going to try to get the runner at second. Tag got down. No. Jonah Williamson sold that big time. That was close.
Very close.
But close, my friends, counts in 3 things. Horseshoes, hand grenades, and slow dancing. It does not count in baseball. So the runner files is safe. We'll do that 1-2 again.
Had Clay's throw been just a bit lower, then I think Williamson could get the tag on the hand.
Well, yeah, he kind of dinged him right on the top of the bucket there. 2-2. Breaking ball and a punch out. Down on strikes goes Brady Welsh. He didn't like it, but that is back-to-back strikeouts for Clay Murphy to get out of the jam. 98 in the career of Clay Murphy. But first, we will go to the bottom of the 5th. Springfield Metropolitans will bat when we come back. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League, live and free, right here on YouTube.
Now more than ever, every penny in your checking account matters. Free checking without rewards is a thing of your past. Mid-Missouri Bank wants to make sure you're getting the most from your checking account. Cashback rewards with Kasasa is your future, and Mid-Mo Bank is the home of Kasasa in the Ozarks. Speaking of future, Mid-Mo Bank also offers digital wallet for contactless swipes. Visit midmobank.com to make the switch today. They'll make it easy for you. Mid-Missouri Bank is building the community bank of the future in the Ozarks today. Member FDIC.
Redline Athletics is the Ozarks' #1 youth sports performance training center. Redline uses the latest in technology, equipment, and techniques to help kids ages 8 to 18 prepare for competition in all sports, with our #1 goal to make them a better athlete first. Redline Athletics now offers team training. Bring your full squad in for workouts with our professional staff and boost their speed, strength, agility, and skills. Train like a pro at Redline Athletics, located in Southeast Springfield, just off James River Freeway in South Glenstone.
Called it Dane Schaff. Ben Hammett, the right fielder for Moon City, has been replaced after looking to have a lower body injury in the last inning. He has been replaced by Cody Files from Jonesboro, Arkansas, out in right field. Otherwise, Mavericks defense stays the same. It's Bacon in left, Emery in center. Zach Ralph is at third. Brady Welsh, the shortstop. TJ Orlandi playing second base today in the absence of Joe Juarez. Michael Barnes hanging in there at first. It's still Michael Easter behind the plate, and it is still Chris Matlock on that pitcher's bump, his 5th and final inning, and yes, sitting at 99.
Got 2 tough cookies right here. I don't know that there'll be a strikeout between these first 2 batters.
This is not going to be easy. Justin Parker, David Rodriguez, Calvin Dreyer. These are all capable contact hitters.
Yep. And these 2 definitely drive it.
First pitch to Justin Parker is a slider for a strike, and Matlock took something way off.
That was...
As Justin started the swing, and then you could tell he thought, wait for it, but that bat was coming around. That looked like the same pitch. This is popped. Tailing into foul territory. Michael Easter was there, but he's called off. Zach Ralph, the third baseman, makes the catch.
Easter was running down there telling Zach to drop it so Matlock could get his 100th.
Oh, come on. Right, look, I mean, in the scheme of this game, nothing.
Yeah,
Moon City is trying best they can to try to get an upset, and the Mavericks need all the outs they could get. So this is David Rodriguez, grounded into a fielder's choice to the second baseman last time.
I think one game I pitched against Rodriguez is I struck him out once inside, then the next at bat he hit it. Then the next game I saw him, I got him out on the outside pitch, and the next at bat he hit that one to left field. He makes good adjustments up there.
Usually a pull hitter, but he sprays that one foul left side. Oh my goodness, Zach Ralph.
Gosh, I got blocked on.
Crashed into the chain links, but he did not catch the baseball. He's up, he's all right. That would have been something. I mean, a lot of third basemen don't have the foot speed to get over where Ralph was.
Was that last year Zach played shortstop?
He did, yeah. Well, he was kind of a utility guy. That was
second shortstop.
His defensive position would depend on who was pitching for Moon City.
Yeah.
Because they would predominantly use Murphy as their shortstop and then move Ralph in there. And a shift is definitely on for David as well.
I think
the 1-1.
Popped him up again.
That is
another
what,
pop-up this game.
That is what that slider can do for you sometimes. Chris Matlock gets Rodriguez to pop.
As I was saying, I mean, if he makes that adjustment like he did then, that just opened him up with them. Everybody's shifting here,
Yep.
That was.
They're going to be straight away and deep with 2 outs. Calvin Dreyer just trying not to let anything behind them. Capable hitter Calvin Dreyer from Dallas County, Missouri. Calvin on the season 6 for 23. Career year for him, his 3rd in the GRBL. Starts off with a slider. This is swung on and chopped to the shortstop. Welsh bare hands it. A spectacular play by Brady Welsh to get the out, and so
Matlock will have
Chris
to wait
Matlock
another
stays
game.
at 99. And now if you're the Moon City Mavericks, your thought is, we got to win this game and let Chris go get 100 in the semifinals, am I right?
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking, do you let Dreyer get on and then have Clay Murphy be the 100 strikeout person?
Coulda, woulda, but
that would be very much backyard baseball thinking there.
That is not the way it goes. I promise you.
Wiffle ball at its best.
Not in the GRBL. That's just not going to be feasible.
Heck of a play by Welsh.
Absolutely. Great defense for the Mavericks throughout that inning. We will step aside. 30 seconds, come back and bring you inning number 6 right after this.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Chris Matlock stuck at 99 strikeouts for the career. Clay Murphy back to work for the Springfield Metropolitans. He is at 98, and I do believe he is going to be the man that manager Brock Chaffin Something has got to give. Michael Barnes would like to be the guy to get on.
We've seen the low hits in the first 2 games with the Cardinals, and it's playing right here in our playoffs.
Yep. Well, and sometimes in the GRBL, it's more about who can get the big one first, and that's the big inning where you'll see 4, 5, or 6 runs go up, maybe taking advantage of a miscue or 2, and I think that's perhaps going to happen in this one. Who is going to strike first with the big inning? Michael Barnes chops this one foul to make it 0-2. So he's 1 for 2 today. Michael now 9 for 23, rookie out of Drury University. He's originally from Springfield, Missouri, went to Kickapoo High. Couple years of junior college ball at Fort Scott. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. There's 99.
Slider.
For Clayton Murphy with the slider. So 3 in today's game.
He's at 99.
And what a storied career it has been, whether he gets it today or not. Clay Murphy has just done things in grip and rip you never thought would possible. The 0 ERA season in 2021 with Moon City. He was the MVP as a rookie with the Mountain Ducks. Keep in mind he has also sprayed the champagne and rung the Howard Bell Trophy twice. Just a dominant career for Clay Murphy. And at the end of 2021, had 65 strikeouts. He has amassed 34 here in 2022. That's not going to get it done. As Zach Ralph is going to think about extra bases. Slow trickler out and down the left field line. That is a double for Zach Ralph, and you can see him clapping the hands. He's jazzed up. into scoring position he goes in a scoreless ball game for the Mavericks. And now Clay Murphy's going to have to contend with Joe Emery throwing from the stretch with a man in scoring position. Murphy comes set, deals a slider, swing and a miss. Emery not liking that. I mean, you see the bat slam there. Not happy to get fooled that badly. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball.
Oh, got around on that one.
Yeah, that was running in, and Emery
took it in his own dugout there.
Yes, he did. That
out.
ball caromed all the way, went like off the front of the Mavericks dugout. It's out in left field, almost to the wall. The exit velocity on that was rather crisp.
Yes.
So here we go, 0-2. Clay Murphy from Wolf Lake, Illinois. He's come back from Tommy John surgery. At one point, thought his baseball career was completely done. It has found new life here in the GRBL. The 0-2. Not this time.
Yeah.
Up and out of the zone. Nice idea to take Emery upstairs. Instead, we will set up the 1-2. Clay, we should add, just celebrated the birth of his second son, Thomas Murphy. Slider for a strike, and there it is. We were waiting for the
statistics. You can figure that one out easily.
I'm not going to get that one done here in a moment as Michael Easter grounds to first. David Rodriguez steps on the bag, and that ends the inning.
Family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always...
Also got a hit off of him.
Hey, there's something to that, I think. You know, when you look at who has gotten hits off of Clay Murphy, it's a couple of guys who have experience catching him, yourself and Trevin Beatty. Like Chris Matlock has a hit off of Clay Murphy, which is a fun bit of trivia.
Yeah.
You know, he goes through some of the absolute murderers in this league pretty well, and then yeah, you know, you never know. It's a Dane Schaaf or a Trevin Beatty or a Chris Matlock going up there getting a base hit.
Give him a hard time. I enjoy his competitiveness.
Well, as competitive as he is and as fierce as he can be, Clay Murphy absolutely is a great ambassador for the grip and rip. It's been a lot of fun to watch him.
I'd have loved to play on this field with this group of guys when I was 28 to 30.
So Anthony Musser coming on. Chris Matlock has gone the maximum allowable distance. That is 5 innings. Pitchers for the Mavericks will be restricted to no more than 3 innings from here on out. It's a Henry's towing pitching change. Here is the lone processor, Anthony Musser. Unless we go into extra frames.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
extra
address
baseball.
I'm not going to address that until it gets a little closer to time.
There's Clay right up here. He's made a play in the field. Now let's see what happens with the bat.
First pitch he sees from Musser swung on and fouled off. Anthony in 2022, 4 1/3. He's allowed 5 earned runs on 5 hits, struck out 7, walked 5, and he's hit 3 batters. So if that's the knock on Musser, it's that he has perhaps given up a few too many freebies than the Mavericks would like. 0-1 here, swung on, grounded to the shortstop. Welsh up with it for City, had to shuffle, but got the throw across in time to record the out. So following that 6-3, that's going to bring up Jonah Williamson in the 10 spot for the Mets today. He flew out to the third baseman last time.
Let's see if he has no more patience this time, seeing a side armor.
Musser ran him in. Yeah, Jonah not wasting any time. That was not patience. That was a hack. There's something to be said for aggression.
I think you got to signal him and signal him twice with the sign to take. He's the first pitch swinging.
Here's the 0-1. That ran out. One here.
His high school coach Doug Collins probably. I believe Doug was his coach.
Doug Jones, yeah.
I believe Doug was his coach, and probably instilled that into some of his players. He knew he had good bat control, and this is what you're going to see first pitch from a lot of pitchers.
2-1. That ran in. Williamson tried to sell that as ball 3 and was not successful. It's 2-2.
What? Now he's seeing something here, so
yeah,
this will help. This help you.
Musser went over the plate. That is swung on and hit in the air right field. Cody Files ranges over and makes the catch for the out for Moon City. 2 away. So Jared Brashler back to the Anderson Engineering leadoff position. He is 0 for 2 today. Strikeout and a ground out to second.
Let's see.
Nothing ball game. Let's see what he's got for Anthony Musser. Nice breaking pitch.
Like I say, the Mets have only gotten 1 or 2 to second base. Is that about right?
That is about right.
The Metropolitans, I think, are just 1 up on them, I think.
Mets just have 1 hit.
Yeah.
They have had 1 reach with a walk. They had 1 get hit. But Moon City has been playing a pretty tight defensive game. Knock wood and all that. 0-2 to Brashler. Jam shot, swung on and fouled. Big fan of the 0-2 jam shot.
Yeah. Especially in wood bat.
Make that hitter feel it in the hands a little bit.
Yeah.
Another 0-2 coming up here.
Well, they
again go in.
And they call it a foul ball because it's
off the barrel.
I'm not
goodness,
sure.
Off the handle maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I thought it came off his wrist, but
it was running in there for sure. Yeah. I mean, I like the idea. The execution wasn't quite there.
Musser came over the top on that pitch.
Here's another 0-2. That was more the 3/4 away, and Jared Brashler goes down on strikes. So 3 up and 3 down for Anthony Musser in relief of Chris Matlock.
Wow.
That keeps us scoreless. We will head to the 7th inning, and We're going to do this half an inning early because we've got a little special something cooked up during the stretch. The 7th inning stretch in the Grip and Rip Baseball League is always sponsored by Sumit's Hot Yoga, where you are going to feel awesome.
I need a change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
Hi, everyone. This is Bob Costas, and I'd like to tell you about an interesting new baseball book, A Year of Playing Catch by Ethan Bryan. A Year of Playing Catch is the story of how a lifelong fan was inspired to take a whimsical journey of discovery and the power of our national pastime to forge lasting connections. You can pick up your copy after any Ozark Mountain Ducks game or from your favorite bookseller or online. That's A Year of Playing Catch.
Clay Murphy back to work for the Springfield Metropolitans. Scoreless ball game in the 7th. This is a playoff eliminator. Oh, sorry, Dan.
Hello.
Yeah, I got you.
That's all right.
I was a little lazy on the switch there. That's bad partnering.
Me to sneeze again.
Well, yeah, been watching your functions carefully.
Yeah.
But
like I say, it's playoff contention. You got, I mean, we're seeing it. I mean, good defense and few hits and good pitching. So.
This is my kind of game for sure.
Yeah.
TJ Orlandi bats for Moon City. It will be Orlandi, Musser, and then Matlock scheduled to bat. Clay Murphy starts TJ Orlandi off.
Just a bit high.
Yep. Above the letters on the uniform, perhaps. 1-0. Came back with another fastball, and Orlandi swung and missed.
Orlandi, you don't hear that very often.
Had to double check the pronunciation with TJ.
Yeah.
There's the slider, and there's a strike for Clay Murphy. He has rung up 100 batters in this league with pitches like that. It's 1-2. Another slider, another strikeout for Clay Murphy. So down goes Orlandi. It's going to bring up Musser. And yes, indeed, Chris Matlock is in the on-deck circle. 5 Ks for Clay Murphy today.
Out of how many batters?
I mean, the ground out to David Rodriguez and the double surrendered to Zach Ralph. And other than that, it's been strikeouts.
Yeah, so here he's getting in that zone. You can see that kind of, okay, I'm in my zone. He does that little shake of his shoulders.
Oh, Musser, just no chance on that one. 1-1.
And his cadence has gotten just when he gets in that zone, he gets going just a little faster.
Likes to push pace.
Yeah.
When the command is there. That was on the inner half, and that is just a pitch that very few players in this league can make, but Clay Murphy can, and it just freezes the right-hander every time.
Yeah. Fastball outside.
1-2 fastball. Down on strikes.
You got to keep the inside slider, you got to keep your hands in and just pull it foul. That's the only thing you can. Well, then you're swinging a $100 wood bat and you don't have your wood bat sponsor,
Right.
Unless,
I'll send you reaching for the old composite. Yeah.
Your wife lets you have the checkbook.
Chris Matlock swung and missed. Murphy came back at him with a slider, and Chris Matlock continues to hit well off of Clay Murphy. His second career hit off of the young man.
Right up the center.
Yes, he did.
Clay's got his head bent over. Yeah, what in the world's going on there?
I can't believe.
You're 2 for 2 today.
Yes, believe it, Clay Murphy. Believe it. Chris Matlock is 3 for 3 on the day.
Yeah, two on.
Oh, no, that's just 1 on Murphy.
1 on Murphy, okay.
But that was a beaut. So this is Cody Files batting in the stead of Ben Hammett after the defensive replacement earlier.
Maybe Matlock and England have had a bet or something. And
Chris Matlock's a slider thrower himself, so he knows what to do. Maybe
he can pick that up. He can see that grip very well coming out of your pitcher's hand.
Cody Files from Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Ooh, delayed strike 2 call. Cody not happy.
Yeah, that was a good pitch, and that's a good catch, and that was one ball placed further out than the other one was.
Fastball. Ran it in, didn't get it.
I think it's just a bit low.
Yep.
I think there. Yeah, that was a good sequence right there. You know.
Still ahead here, 1-2. You go back to the slider in, perhaps.
Slider's coming.
And he froze him, struck him out. 7 strikeouts on the day for Clay Murphy. We stay scoreless.
Maybe I suggest bat on the left-hand side.
Try whatever. Well, hey, this is a big moment in the life of the Grip and Rip Baseball League, if you will allow me to indulge for just a second. Speaking of strikeouts, there's a young man we are about to honor who is the all-time leader in strikeouts in the Grip and Rip Baseball League.
Now it's an opportunity. You know, I've got a few years left, and I want to go out there and show them what I've got still.
Well, really, not make Andy happy. I can read his body from here. Not liking that time call. Here comes the 1-2. Gas blew him away, and that's what you get when you poke Andy Galley. You get a seat.
In 7 years of Grip and Rip baseball, Andy Galley has pitched 147 innings with a career earned run average at 2.26. He's the league's all-time leader in strikeouts with 167, and he's only walked 14 batters. The picture of power and precision. Galley was the GRBL Pitcher of the Year in 2016, and he won the award again in 2020.
A lot of trophies and stuff go in the trash over the years, but I display that in my house proudly. You know, I really do take the Grip and Rip League. Said it is part of my life now.
On behalf of Commissioner Tony Lewis, the GRBL is proud to announce the newest member of the GRBL Hall of Fame. From Columbia, Illinois, Andy Galley.
Wonderful moment here. Springfield Metropolitans pitcher Andy Galley announced as the newest member of the Grip and Rip Baseball League Hall of Fame, as voted by his peers, guys who have at least 5 years of service time to the league. Andy's got 7. And a few select team managers and staff members make up the voting Congress for the GRBL Hall of Fame. And Andy Galley is in the second year of the Hall of Fame. He will be inducted Sunday, October 23rd, Championship Sunday. Harrison Waters steps in the batter's box for the Springfield Metropolitans and looked at a strike from Anthony Musser. So without Joe Juarez, Dane Schaff, Moon City piecing it together. They're going to stick with Musser as long as he's got a hot hand, but Harrison Waters swinging a hot bat at that. Into right it goes. Files able to get over there and limit him to a single. But that is a nice way to start off the bottom of the 7th if you're the Mets.
That's a good piece. We know Harrison's going to hit that ball hard somewhere sometime.
He just pulled it right down the line. No
doubt.
doubt.
That wasn't too far away from getting past Files out there a little bit. He fielded it smoothly. But it goes downhill over there a little bit.
Here's Zach Young. Gets a wild pitch, gets away from Michael Easter. That's going to move Waters up into scoring position. And in a scoreless ball game, this is a big opportunity for the Mets. No outs on the board.
There, wild pitch right there. Yep. Not much Mike could do there. Tried to reach out and grab it when you're expecting it on the inside, and it's way over here in the left-hand batter's box.
And Musser attacked the outer half against Young.
Trying to pull that across the plate a little bit there. Yep.
So a little bit of a jam in the 7th for Anthony Musser. 2-0 pitch to Zach Young. And that's another wild one. Waters will go take third, even with a pretty favorable rebound off the backstop.
Musser came over the top a little bit and tried to throw the curveball there, and just yanked. And again, it comes over into that left-hand batter's box. Now this is
tricky here. We have seen mistakes just plague the Mavericks all season long. Now the infielders come in, so they're absolutely playing to try to keep the shutout intact. 3-0 to Zach Young.
He's got the green light. It's dead center.
Well, that was not. That was up and out, so it's a free pass.
Yeah, as I said, Murderer's Row comes up.
Yep, here's Steve Aldridge. 0 for 2 today, but a dangerous man.
Yeah.
Flew out to center field last time.
Yeah.
Led the league in hits a season ago with 14. He's stuck at 9 here in 2022.
You might see him come out of his shoes a little bit right here on 1.
Runner takes off. That's Young going to second, and the Mavericks really don't have a choice but to let him go, keeping the runner Waters at third. So Zach Young moves up, and again, nobody out. And that's going to send Daniel England out of the Moon City dugout. They did not have anyone warming up, so any replacement for Musser?
Maybe Welsh or Barnes?
Yeah. If you're going to make a move, it's got to be someone who's already on the field. Or do you could go Files?
Oh, they issued a pass to Steve.
They do. They intentionally walk. Steve Aldrich. Good eye there, Dane. That loads him up for Brock Chaffin.
Which, I mean, that just helps their defense a little bit. Line up a little bit.
Try to set up the force. Sure.
Force at home's easier than trying to make a tag. Catch, throw, and catch, tag. But this is the wrong person to...
Well, there's no real right person in the Mets lineup.
In this next 4 or 5.
There are no cupcakes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the bottom half of the order, and it just doesn't get easier. The 1-0 swung on and missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of swinging out of the shoes.
Yep. Brock committed to pull that one, and if he takes that left field, it's down the line and gone to the wall.
5 for 17 on the season is Chaffin. The 0-1. Musser went a little lower than sidearm there, but missed outside. So I think Daniel England probably told Musser to be careful, but you can't be too careful.
Change speeds here and just go after this good batter that way.
Ooh, ran one in. That is sliced into the Mets dugout.
Somebody's rubbing his hair. Oh, that'd be Murphy.
I think he just got a haircut.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 or 3 of them did probably. Almost got Rodriguez.
Being up on the rail is a great way to see the action until the action comes to you.
To be in the action.
Here's a 1-2.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that got in his head there. Yeah, I got a back door to the outside corner, and after Brock had just laser beamed one into his own dugout there.
So 2-2, bases loaded,
Looks like
nobody out.
All heads are accounted for down there.
Yeah. Big opportunity for the Mets. Chaffin swings, chop to the second baseman. Orlandi fires home. He bounced the throw. 1 run scores. It gets away from the catcher. It's now 2-0 for the Metropolitans as Young comes across, and the Mets have the lead.
I think you give up that 1 run and you try
to take the surefire out, or even try to turn 2.
Turn 2. I think he could have turned and tagged the runner. It was number 2.
It's Tolleson running in the stead of Steve Aldrich.
He was right there. I mean, I think he could have tagged him and flipped the first and just gave up the 1 run.
Well, instead, it is nobody out. E4 goes up on the board, and Justin Parker.
That high chopper there just awards everybody to get down the field or get down the baseline, just like getting downfield on an onside kick. That short chopper first instead of coming to you on a short hop.
Justin Parker looked at a breaking pitch for strike 1. He has been hit by a pitch today, and he popped out to the third baseman, Zach Ralph. Swing and a miss there. I can now say Silver Slugger Award winner Justin Parker, but Anthony Musser got the better of him there. 0-2. Swing.
Right
This is
back
popped
to us.
straight back. This is going onto the... No, did not quite carry to the roof of the press box. Instead, it's going to be a quarter for a young fan. So we'll set up and do another 0-2.
See if he tries to pass right, chase him up high here. Oh, curveball down
they
low.
go down low, and Parker goes down on strikes. So
Maybe he's been talking to Matlock on throwing down that slider down there.
I think maybe. That's a big punch for Musser, but he is far from out of the woods. David Rodriguez steps in, 1 out on the board, 2 men in scoring position. A 2-0 lead for the Metropolitans. It's a playoff eliminator. Bottom of the 7th. Breaking pitch, swing and a miss, and Rodriguez swung out of the cleats there.
He was trying to mimic his they had up on the big.
Yeah, they just
Tron,
showed his old home run there.
2-run homer, go-ahead runner.
David Rodriguez came into the day 6 for 16. Oh, and then a passed ball is going to get away from Easter. Tolleson comes in to score, and it's 3-0 for the Mets. And you just hate to see the self-inflicted damage for the Mavericks once again, but this has been a big theme of their season. It's unfortunate. Big reason why they lost 6 in a row before getting into the win column last week. Realistically, to win this game, they needed to play close to mistake-free, and they did it for 6 innings.
Yeah.
Problem is baseball games go 9.
Sometimes it's just better to throw the ball for them to hit instead of trying to make the perfect pitch.
Yeah. Yeah, Musser not happy with that miss.
And I think that's part of the thing. He's struggling a little bit at hitting that perfect pitch instead of just throwing, hey, throw the ball to meet so they get a ground ball or a pop-up. Just
1-2. That was a breaking pitch. Took Rodriguez upstairs. That's going to tail well foul. 1 hop on the grassy berm out there beyond the seats on the first base side. Musser taking a moment. Everybody's shaking it off. Rodriguez back into the batter's box. Una bola, 2 strikes para David Rodriguez. Fastball. He got all of that. Into left field it goes. Another run scores. 4-0 on an RBI base hit from David Rodriguez. And the Mets perhaps striking with the big one that we talked about here. 4 runs this inning. Going to be a pinch hitter for the Mets. This is Harrison Broadstreet for Calvin Dreyer. Broadstreet having a little bit of a renaissance as there's another wild pitch. That's going to allow Rodriguez to go up and take second.
Musser's acting a little bit.
Well,
his elbows hurting.
I think just given the situation, this had a good inning in the 6th. He has not had a good inning in the 7th, and the Mavericks are going to have to make a change here. So Michael Barnes jogging in from first base. Looks like he's going to go get a different glove. I'm trying to tell, are they going to Barnes? Yeah, so this is McDaniel has come on to play first base, and the Mavericks are going to turn to Michael Barnes. So let's give you the stats on Michael Barnes for this Henry's Towing pitching change. Rookie out of Springfield, Missouri, wears number 12. 2 years of junior college baseball at Fort Scott Community College in Fort Scott, Kansas. Then 2 years in his hometown at Drury University at the NCAA Division II level. So far in 2022, Michael Barnes has pitched 8 innings in the Grip and Rip League. He's allowed 7 earned runs on 7 hits, 7 strikeouts, 7 walks. He has hit 2 batters. He has thrown 2 wild pitches. The ERA sits at 7.88. He has not been used in a game since September the 18th. That was against the Springfield Mets, and he gave up 3 earned runs that day. Michael Barnes had a great debut. That was back on August 12th on opening night against the Ozark Mountain Ducks. He threw 3 scoreless innings that night. 3 innings of scoreless no-hit baseball, as a matter of fact. Struck out 2, walked 1. That was a taste of what we thought Michael Barnes could be. He has since come back down to earth a little bit in subsequent outings. But here, back against the wall, Mavericks pitching staff a little bit short-handed. This is a nice opportunity. Down 4-0. Michael Barnes can show what he's got. If not, to just have a good outing for his team in a big situation here.
Did he not have maybe just a slight injury or something?
I think he had some discomfort after his first start.
Yeah,
yes, because he had been a couple of years removed. So his last year at Drury was 2021. That was in the springtime, and he was used pretty sparingly as a senior at Drury. To be honest with you, he threw 7 innings with the Panthers as a senior. So he's gone professional in other things. Works at one of the hospitals here in Springfield. He's a surgical assistant. So getting his career started, and I think going out and throwing 3 innings for Moon City that opening night, the arm endurance was maybe not what he thought it was going to be the Monday following. So, but a nice opportunity here for Michael Barnes. Certainly, we've seen what he can do. He's a guy I really do believe in his potential for the long term in this league. He's just been roughed up a couple of times as a rookie. Harrison Broadstreet stands in here for the Mets.
May have done quite enough throwing before he came in here, and he threw that.
Perhaps part of it, threw a gem and just over, too much too soon. 2-0 here to Broadstreet. He is 5 of 21 on the season. Swings, fouls this one off. Understand he has been going by the alias Young Doug on social media, like on Snapchat and Instagram. I do not know what Young Doug is about.
I'm too old for it.
I say I'm more of a fan of Harry B. myself. 2-1.
Oh man,
a little jammer.
I almost got in Easter's glove. Sorry, it's spelled just like.
It looks like it should be Esther.
Yeah, well,
But it is Easter.
Family acquaintance.
Yep.
Their mother is Esther.
And Michael, nice guy that he is, just allowed himself to be called Michael Esther for about 4 years before someone finally corrected us on the pronunciation. 2-1 to Harrison Broadstreet. Michael Barnes threw him a breaking pitch.
Flared it over the second baseman.
Nothing fancy there, but a nice poke for Street out into right field. And he saw second base was not occupied, and also saw the Mavericks setting up to keep the runner Rodriguez at third. So Harry B. advances on the throw. I'm sure he would tell me not to sleep on Young Doug.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. Puts men on the corners for Clay Murphy.
I'm sure it has to do with the comedian.
It's something. I don't know. The kids these days, Dane.
It's probably way too deep for me. So right now,
well, someday perhaps Young Doug will explain it to us. 1-0 to Murphy from the left-hander Michael Barnes. Fastball in for a strike.
Long levers here that Barnes throws pretty good there.
Goes about 6'4", 6'5", does Barnes. 1-1 breaker, swung on and chopped. Orlandi, the second baseman, charges in. His play is at first, and he gets the ball to McDaniel in time. Another run comes across for the Mets. On the 4-3 ground out, it is 5-0.
Can't tell. Clay rolled an ankle, or he kind of acting.
Taking a slow walk there?
Yeah.
That's not good if you are the Mets, because they are counting on him.
I mean, you
go out there and
he didn't pull something.
Here's Jonah Williamson.
Hey,
that time he took a strike.
That ball started on the inside of the plate and fastball. I mean, throwing just with a little bit of angle there.
0-1. Back to the off speed, and Barnes is jumping ahead. Go back to the off speed here, 0-2.
I think he's going to fastball up. I mean,
let's see. Well, that looked like a change.
Something there.
It's just outside.
Jones got a quick bat. If he just trusts it.
Yep. And on the 1-2, another good take from Williamson.
Yeah.
2-2. Deuce is wild. 2 outs on the board. Runner at third. Mavericks trying to get out of the inning.
Oh, block there.
Yep. Easter blocked a fastball low. Count is full. Williamson has walked twice in 8 games. Full house. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Michael Barnes punched out Jonah Williamson to get out of the inning.
Some damage is done.
Indeed. The big one has occurred in favor of the Springfield Mets. They lead 5-0. We will head to the 8th, where the Moon City Mavericks will have to find a way to answer. That is when we come back. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League. You are watching Playoff Eliminators right here, live and free, all season long on YouTube.
When times are tough, you turn to the people you trust. For more than 100 years, Central Bank has weathered many a storm, and through it all, shown what it means to be a true community bank. Our people are working right now to keep your money moving, to keep your businesses strong, to keep our community strong. Central Bank has been named a Forbes magazine Top 100 Bank for 12 years in a row. When we say strong roots, we mean it. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
At Big Whiskey's, we believe that great food and drink accompanied by the perfect toast can bring anyone together.
Boys, may the best day of your past be the worst day of your future.
Here's to the friends who know us well but manage to like us anyway.
Here's to my neighbor Janet for breaking down my bathroom door when I had too much soap on my hands to open it from the inside. Oxable Woman. Big Whiskey's American Restaurant and Bar.
Springfield Mets 5, Moon City Mavericks nothing. We go to the top of the 8th. I'm Rance Berker. He's Dane Schaff, bringing you wall-to-wall coverage of this GRBL playoff eliminator. Our coverage all day long, sponsored by Central Bank of the Ozarks. Coming up at 3, the second playoff eliminator of the day's twin bill. It's the Branson Showmen and the Ozark Mountain Ducks. Clay Murphy back out there.
Yeah, I thought he kind of walked off, you know, at the last few steps to the bag and walked off there. He kind of gingerly, like an ankle or maybe just tightening up of an ankle or something there. But looks all right now. And a little jam shot, foul.
Just got flared off the bat of Nick Bacon there.
It must be. I talked to him before the game. He goes, yeah, I'm, you know, kind of tired. You know, got the new kid in the home. I said, you haven't learned already how to take your power naps with that kid while you're watching that kid?
It's a sense of timing.
I said, that's how my daughter learned to watch ball games on TV. And then my son,
I tried that yesterday. I was watching a NASCAR race, and that didn't go so well. The baby did not seem to grasp the magnitude of the situation.
Yeah.
A little bit of a defensive realignment for the Mets on the right side. Broadstreet's come on to play second base, so it looks like that was just a straight-up swap with Dreyer, and then they've got Chase Tolleson in right field. Other than that, everything's the same. Parker at third, Williamson at short, Rodriguez at first, and then Waters in left field with Brashler in center. Still Steve Aldridge behind the dish. So Nick Bacon in a battle with Clay Murphy here, and not anymore. Slider for a strike, and down he goes. 8 strikeouts this game for Clay Murphy.
So that's 104.
Yes.
104 now.
104.
He might break 110.
Jeez.
I mean, he feels like he's on that roll.
Yep. So his teammate Andy Galley is up in the 160s right now. He's the league's all-time leader. You've got Skylar Henson at 159, I believe, coming into today. Josh Engler is next, and he's in the 140s and shooting up the board in a hurry.
Yes.
You know, for a lot of the guys in this Century Club, and there are 6 of them now. You know, Ben Van Gorp and Cole Rourke, good examples. It got a little laborious to get over that milestone.
I caught some of those strikeouts from Cole last year.
Swing and a grounder, third base side off the bat of Brady Welsh. In that Anderson Engineering leadoff spot today, 0 for 3. Struck out looking last time.
Yeah, it's 1-2.
Swinging a chopper again.
Dan England
same
with
result. Look at and then he overthrew
airmailed, and then he throws another one at him.
And you got baseballs all over the field.
Oh, my goodness.
Clay having a good laugh at his former manager Daniel England.
Just Dan trying one of those tactics, getting in the opposing pitcher's head.
Hey, anything to slow down his cadence, I think.
Yeah,
and here's a chopper, left side. Parker up with it for the Mets.
Yeah, he got behind that ball. Parker did and stepped forward into that second bounce and had plenty on it.
Justin Parker got out the rifle and the scope for that shot. Nevertheless, Welsh retired, and it brings up Michael Barnes. So Barnes 1 for 3. He was a strikeout victim for Clay Murphy last time in the 6th.
Starts him off with a slider right there, strike 1.
Oof.
Another one fouled off. Clay's picking up that pace.
Yep, and I think this will be the fastball. You know, this is a pretty typical Clay Murphy sequence against a rookie. Slider, fastball.
Yeah.
Or he could take something
off.
We'll see.
He's got a different catcher there, so.
Nope, that was the gas. He didn't get the location, though.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Might be setting up the slider on the inside here. No, away.
That was the slider, but Michael Barnes gamely hanging in there.
He's got a little reach on him, too, so he can protect the plate pretty good.
That helps. Do the 1-2 again.
2 outs here.
Foul ball back. Yeah, Moon City, we're in the 8th. 2 outs, just starting to run out of time. You know, they don't have to make up that 5-run deficit all in this inning, but even getting 1 back would be a big momentum grab.
Yep.
Metropolitans, however, would like to do nothing more than shut the door and start thinking about next Sunday.
There's
Swing and
slider.
miss.
A tight one. That was a tight one right there.
So 3 up, 3 down, 9 strikeouts on the day for Clay Murphy. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, actually, before we do that, let's talk about another postseason award. So the nominees for infielders, something a little bit different. Grip and Rip used to just do 1 Gold Glove award, which went to the most outstanding defender, period, end of story. This year that's been broken up a little bit, so there is a Gold Glove that's just for outfielders, and there is a Gold Glove for infielders. This year's nominees were from the Branson Showmen, shortstop Carter Rennie, from the Republic Locos, shortstop Caleb Cole, who has won the award twice already, and then from the Springfield Metropolitans, the catcher Steve Aldridge. Well, we just saw Andy Galley get inducted into the Hall of Fame back in the 7th inning, and I had a chance to ask Andy about Steve Aldridge, how that relationship has gone. He said, you know, it's 2 veterans working together. It has been one of my all-time favorite battery mates.
He's calling great games. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better catcher. He's, out of most catchers I've seen in this league, he frames pitches that are borderline and, you know, helps me get the call for a strike and sets up good, and he knows how I throw.
And, you know, the defensive aspects of Steve Aldridge's game, pretty underrated given how much offense he has produced in 2 years of Grip and Rip baseball. But the 6 GRBL managers got together, and they have voted Steve Aldridge as the winner of the 2022 Infield Gold Glove Award. It is the first time ever in the history of this league that the defensive award has gone to a catcher. So Steve Aldridge representing the position, representing guys in the 50 and older category, and walking away with some hardware. He will get to collect that plaque on October 23rd. So Jared Brashler bats for the Metropolitans, ahead 5-0, bottom of the 8th. And the Mets are starting to think about what comes next. In the event that they win this game and beat the Mavericks, Mets will advance to the semifinals, where matchups are seed determined. So as the 3 seed, they would automatically be paired with the number 2 seed semifinalist. That would be the Republic Locos. Should the Mavericks come back somehow and win this game, they would get the Knicks of suckers. So I kind of like the seed determination semifinal. It's something the league went to a couple years back. We've had pretty good results with it so far. I should add the Eliminators. Oh, as Brashler lifts one into right, Cody Files back, settles in, makes the catch. First out of the 8th is in the books. So a team with an automatic bye has won the championship both years since the GRBL switched to that format. So something to keep in mind. A team has never advanced from the Eliminators and gone all the way to win the Bell. Perhaps.
I mean, there's quite a bit of parity here. So
there's always parity. And I think, we're going to see it happen. We're going to see, somebody is going to make a run out of these Eliminators. Harrison Waters got backed up on his heels.
Yeah, I think Barnes recognized that Harrison tracked that first curveball pretty good.
Yeah, lefty against lefty. And Harrison Waters, actually, he'll be the first to tell you, he has a little bit of trouble with left-handers just because he's really not used to seeing it.
Well, yeah, he sees very little of them, yeah.
So 1-2, Michael Barnes. Oof.
Cranked on that one.
Yes, he did. He won on the radar gun, but did not win in the strike zone. Here's the 2-2. That one's down in the dirt. Reminds me of a bullpen session I was throwing once with your teammate Dane, Toby Yorks. We'll see him later today with the Showman. I said, hey, this is going to be the last pitch. And, of course, I did exactly what Barnes did, just reached back, tried to see how hard I could throw it. The location was awful. And I said, that was the worst one I've thrown today. 3-2, there's a walk. And Toby said, yeah, but you tried the hardest, and that's what matters.
Yep.
Walk issued to Harrison Waters. Still 1 out in the inning. It's going to bring up Chase. Sounds like a UFO landed in the background.
Yep.
Not sure if you heard that over the stream, but we are sufficiently discombobulated here. Tolleson, 21-year-old rookie out of Evangel. Ahead 1-0 against Barnes. Swung on and missed there. 5-0 is the score. Metropolitans looking to win and extend their season. And for Moon City on the flip side, this was Daniel England managed the Mavericks to an 8-1 record. That was a league record statistically, as the only team ever in the history of this league to win 8 games in a season. Goes down as one of the greatest of all time for sure, and now flip side of that, he's having statistically one of the roughest seasons with the 2022 Mavericks. This goes to show you what the GRBL draft can do every year. Rosters get blown up. The big deck of cards gets shuffled, so to speak, and with the parity in this league, you can end up on the other side of it pretty quickly.
Just a couple of bounces and a misplay, and then it's the other team's turn. Oh, took a little off that curveball, and
Tolleson way out in front, down on strikes he goes. Second K of the game for Michael Barnes. Second out of the inning.
We'll see how this lefty here turns out.
It's a pretty nice matchup here.
Yeah.
Steve Aldridge.
Oh.
Yep, another wild one.
Just tried to give it a little extra on the outside and pulled her through. Michael couldn't get down on it to stop it there. That Aldridge is good contact hitter. Oh.
Yeah, touches that one. He actually got behind one. That is tailing foul, but out of the reach.
Pushed that just a little bit too.
You know, Nick Bacon didn't have a bad read on it. Just didn't quite have the wheels to catch up to it as it continued tailing. So he's going to hustle back into position here. Ball and a strike to Steve Aldridge. Off-speed pitch did not locate. This is a got 24-year-old Michael Barnes, 50-year-old Steve Aldridge. So facing a pitcher literally half his age. 2-1 in the dirt. Nice block. Tough situation here. 3 balls and a strike.
Another left-handed batter coming up here, about right behind him too. So this can kind of be flip-flop too.
Inside out swing from Steve Aldridge, taking what is given out into left. Mets are going to hold the runner at third, so that puts men on the corners for Brock Chaffin.
So we talked about, you know, not seeing a lot of left-hand pitching. Well, a lot of left-hand pitchers don't see a lot of left-handed batters.
That is fair.
You know, I played with a few left-handers in the past years, and one, he goes, I can't throw to a lefty. He goes, I've always been brought in to throw to righties.
Yeah.
You know? And it took a lot of practice, and he worked out the kinks. So
would not have made it as a lefty specialist in the bigs otherwise.
Yeah, yeah.
So here's Brock Chaffin standing in against Michael Barnes, trying to pad a lead here in the 8th. 5-0 Mets, first and third, 2 out. Barnes starts Chaffin with a fastball, low, ball 1. Chaffin got under that. That's going to stay on the playing surface. Zach Ralph into foul territory. Steps under and makes the catch. So 5-0 it stays. We will go to the 9th. All right, yeah, Dane.
We'll here. Go down with the showman and see if anybody needs any.
Thanks for hanging out. Good luck to you guys this afternoon.
So we'll see what happens.
All right.
I appreciate it so much this year.
Absolutely.
I won't be back the next 2 weeks.
That's right. You're going to Arizona. Well, hey, rookie, in that case, great season. We'll see you back in 2023.
We'll figure something out there.
Absolutely, we will.
Don't count me out. So.
Of course not. You're coming back as a player. I can feel it. We'll go get him today.
All right. Thanks, Rand, so very, very much. Appreciate it. And to Tony and the Grip and Rip, appreciate what you allowed me to come in here and do a little bit of this. So I enjoy it.
The pleasure is all ours, my friend.
Yeah, I like the not having to keep the stats, the play-by-play, and everything. I like to do just one or the other, and or the color, and that's helped out, and I'm sure that helps you give a little bit of a break too.
Absolutely, it does. So my vocal cords, thank you, and and also you explained baseball to me, so that's important.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely, that is Dane Schaaf, the man Father Time forgot. He'll be working as the bench coach for the Branson Showmen, and probably doing a whole lot of other duties as assigned, because that's just kind of how he works. Clay Murphy out to work for the Moon City Mavericks. We'll just keep it right here. It is the commercial-free 9th inning, and that is brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Central Bank. So that is the situation in terms of the playoff picture. Seed-based matchups in the semifinals. The Nixa Suckers with the South Division Championship, and by virtue of their 5-2 record, are the #1 overall seed in the playoffs. That is because they have a head-to-head victory over the #2 seeded Republic Locos. That came all the way back in August but it still counts all the same. So Republic, the other semifinalist with the automatic berth, they won the North Division this year. They are waiting in the wings, and they would be paired with the Springfield Metropolitans should Clay Murphy be successful in logging 3 outs here in the 9th. He starts Zach Ralph off with a slider for a strike. There's a, excuse me, foul ball off the barrel of Ralph's bat, and he's quickly down 0-2. You know, not the season that all the Moon City Mavericks would have wanted in terms of outcome. There were certainly some bright spots. You know, the rise of Zach Ralph as an everyday infielder among them. Saw a great season out of Joe Emery. Great year out of Chris Matlock, statistically one of the best he has ever had pitching here in the Grip and Rip, and plenty of promising youngsters on this Mavericks roster as well. So hard to stay encouraged when you're the first team eliminated, perhaps, but something to draw from. And you know, knowing some of these players like I know them, this will be a motivator rather than a discourager. It's 3-2 now to Zach Ralph, number 3 man in the order for Moon City. 3-2 payoff pitch. Fastball up and out of the zone. Ralph takes a walk. 3rd time he has reached safely today. A single, a double, and now a walk. And so he is on for Joe Emery. Emery 0 for 3 today. But it has absolutely been one of the top 2, if not the best, statistical seasons in his career. Zach Ralph takes off for second base. Aldridge's throw not in time. It's a stolen base for the Moon City leadoff man. And so into scoring position he goes with nobody out. It's Joe Emery. Now 8 for 23 on the season. It's one of the 3 finalists for the league's outfield Gold Glove Award, given to the top defending outfielder as voted by the league's 6 managers, with the caveat that they are not allowed to vote for a player on their own team. Other finalists are Trent Simpson from the Republic Locos and Skylar Carter from the Ozark Mountain Ducks. Swing and a miss by Emery. Two balls and a strike. Mets sort of holding Zach Ralph at second as Emery looked at strike 2. Two-two pitch. Slider lifted in the air, left field. Ball is carrying. That will one hop. It is off the wall. Emery stops at second base, and Zach Ralph comes home and scores. It is 5-1. The Mavericks get on the board here in the top of the 9th. An RBI double off the bat of Joe Emery. So 5-1 now. Michael Easter bats. Easter 0 for 2 with a walk. Looks at a ball up. And that is a rare earned run for Clay Murphy. (1-0) to Easter is a strike. Caught the outer half of home plate. Murphy comes set. Slider, swing and a miss. One ball, 2 strikes now to the veteran Michael Easter, the auto mechanic. And he just got punched out by the insurance adjuster. Down on strikes. Goes Michael Easter, number 10 in the game for Clay Murphy. He has shot past the century mark and is working on his next 100. Absolutely dealing. TJ Orlandi looked at a slider for a strike, and we'll see if Murphy goes slider, fastball here. 1 out. Runner on second is Emery for the Mavericks. That was a slider. Orlandi late to commit, and Murphy made him pay. Strike 2. And that was a fastball out. Orlandi did not chase. So that is probably setting up something inside. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Murphy takes a look back at the runner, comes home. Orlandi pokes one, but it is a liner right at the shortstop, Jonah Williamson. Look what I found. He found an out. And so the Mets 1 out away from stamping their ticket to the GRBL Howard Bell Trophy semifinals, where the Republic Locos are loading the train, ready perhaps to take on the Mets next Sunday. That would be a 3 p.m. start. Slider for a strike to Jacob McDaniel, the last hope for Moon City. Murphy looks back, now comes home. They went outside that time. McDaniel chased. It is 0-2, 2 outs. And the Mets 1 strike away from advancement. The 0-2 runner goes, swing and a miss. He got him. Clay Murphy, 11 strikeouts, punctuates a 5-1 victory for the Springfield Metropolitans. They get it done. They will meet the Republic Locos next Sunday at 3 p.m. That means the Nixa Suckers will get the winner of our next game between the Ozark Mountain Ducks and the Branson Showmen. Well, we've got a couple of business matters to take care of. First, our Elite Promotions Elite Performer of the game for this one. I mean, yeah, it's got to be the guy who just threw 4 1/3 innings, did give up 1 earned run, scattering 3 hits in doing so, allowed a rare walk, but 11 strikeouts and the victory. Yeah, we're going to go with Clay Murphy for this one. Should mention the Mets' other 2 pitchers were very good in this game as well. Got 3 shutout innings to get it going from Andy Galley. Now we can say GRBL Hall of Famer Andy Galley. He will be inducted Sunday, October 23rd. Then Justin Loudon came on, pitched 1 1/3 innings of shutout baseball, keeping goose eggs on the board. And without question, Justin Loudon, one of the reasons why the Springfield Metropolitans, statistically the best defenders in the GRBL. Did want to go back to the Moon City Mavericks real quick and mention Joe Emery, one of the finalists for the GRBL Outfield Gold Glove Award. That is a newly minted award this year, but Emery got himself nominated, making plays like this.
Again, works inside. Henson sends one back up the middle. That's into center field. Avery Hart's going to test the arm of the center fielder, Joe Emery, and they got him. Michael Easter hung on to the baseball, made the tag, and Joe Emery has a rifle.
I'm looking for one all year. I finally slowed myself down, really thought about it, took my time, and made the throw. Just felt like I've been rushing all year, and that was the one that kind of fell through for me.
So Joe Emery plays like that one, as voted by the 6 managers of the Grip and Rip Baseball League. He is your 2022 Outfield Gold Glove Award winner, so big congratulations to him. But to the victors go the spoils. For the Moon City Mavericks, the season is over, and the Springfield Metropolitans are moving on to the GRBL playoff semifinals. They defeat Moon City 5-1, and they advance to go on to take on Republic next week. That game, I will tell you, will be a 3 p.m. start time So it'll be the Suckers against an opponent to be determined, and then it will be the home team, the Republic Locos, taking on the visiting Springfield Mets. We will step aside and talk to a couple of athletes out of the Springfield camp. That is right after these messages.
Let's talk about some of the dynamic athletes who played in the Negro Leagues. And I always look at it this way. When I see a LeBron James or I see Michael Jordan come back try to play baseball, those were athletes that would have been in the Negro Leagues. So there's no other professional option.
No question. The greatest athletes in the world played baseball because that was really the only way that you could make a living in a team sport. And if you're going to be a prize fighter and get in the ring with Joe Louis, go right ahead. Not too many people were making that business decision.
Negro League baseball, all you needed was a bus, a couple of sets of uniforms. You could have 20 of the best athletes that ever lived.
They could have played anything. Jackie Robinson's weakest sport was like with baseball.
Robbie's coming to the plate. He steals it.
He was a much better basketball, football, track athlete, hell, some say an even better tennis player.
Well, I don't know what kind of a man I am, but I think I'm a pretty good ball player.
Guys like Nat Sweetwater Clifton, who was the first African-American to sign a contract in the NBA. He's a 6'7", 6'8" first baseman for the Chicago American Giants. Goose Tatum, who was perhaps the game's first real two-sport professional star, invented the hook shot, is in the Basketball Hall of Fame, was a slick fielding first baseman for the Indianapolis Clowns. So that's the kind of athlete that the Negro Leagues were drawing.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it.
Hi everyone, this is Bob Costas, and I'd like to tell you about an interesting new baseball book, A Year of Playing Catch by Ethan Bryant. A Year of Playing Catch is the story of how a lifelong fan was inspired to take a whimsical journey of discovery and the power of our national pastime to forge lasting connections. You can pick up your copy after any Ozark Mountain Ducks game or from your favorite bookseller or online. That's A Year of Playing Catch.
This coffee just isn't doing it for me today.
You say that every morning.
Yeah, I just can't get my day started.
You should really try Sumit's Hot Yoga. They have early morning classes, and trust me, it wakes you up better than coffee.
Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Hawkins with Key Cornerstone Realty, here to help with all your real estate needs in the St. Louis area. Do you have a house you want to sell for top dollar? We can help. With over 15 years of experience, our negotiating skills and expertise can help buyers and sellers get under contract fast. Contact us at keycornerstonerealty.com or call us at 636-447-8661. And go Locos!
Funny we should mention the Republic Locos. That's who the Springfield Metropolitans will be facing off with a week from today, Sunday. Yes, next Sunday, the GRBL playoff semifinals, a 3 o'clock start on October 16th. I forgot how to do math there for a second. And the math pretty big in this game as the Springfield Metropolitans defeat the Moon City Mavericks 5-1. Joined by a gaggle of Metropolitans. Let's start with you, Justin Fruit Snacks Loudon. You've been in some big games before, and you watch your teammate Andy Galley go out there and deal. You knew Clay Murphy was waiting in the wings, but somebody had to be the guy in between, and today that guy is you. So what are you thinking as you go out there in the fourth?
I'm really glad I got Clay Murphy on my team. All we got to do is get the ball, get a couple runs, and get it to Murph. So Andy is unbelievable. I've watched him since season 2, faced him a couple times, and now to actually have him on my team, it's completely different. So it's nice.
So yeah, then what were you thinking? A little bit later on in the game, in the 7th, to see your guys go out there and put up that crooked number, put up a 5 spot.
Well, actually, I was joking in the dugout when Andy got his Hall of Fame nomination. I said, well, we got to score some runs now for the Hall of Famer that's on our team. So, no, congratulations to Andy for the Hall of Fame for that. So that's awesome.
And so, Justin, you know, obviously won a Howard Bell Trophy last year with Moon City and traded in the baby blue for the black. Just curious, other than the actual heat, how do you fit in with this crew as a member of the alleged bad guys?
Well, if you would come down there in the dugout, you would see that I'm not the one bringing snacks like I was last year. It's our manager Brock. He actually had Rice Krispie treats today, so that was our go-to. So we like to eat in our dugout.
Was that the difference? Just you know, after seeing some zeros go up, everybody has a little pleasant snack time, and then you wake up the bats.
Yeah, exactly. No, I actually went into pitch and I always have fruit snacks on.
Of course.
So.
If you replay the footage from today, you'll see him digging in his back pocket, popping gummy bears in between pitches.
That's where the treats are stored, of course.
Bad thing is, I started to choke on one, and I was I was like, well, I'm gonna die out here in the field. Yeah, it's all good fun, and as long as we can keep it loose in the dugout, I think we'll have a good time.
Well, I know you know, your name often comes up as far as just guys who like to keep it loose. That's just always been part of your game. You know, do you ever get nervous? Do you ever get a little uptight?
No, there's no reason to. It's baseball. It's supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to be you know, for me, I don't get worked up about anything. Even now, and working in mental health care, everybody comes to HR and they're like, oh, he's gonna be serious. No. I'm completely different. I'm like I am on the field. I'm everywhere else. I'm just loose and having a good time.
I know you're a student of the game, fruit snacks, so I'll leave it with this. You guys get the Republic Locos next week. What do you make of that matchup?
Well, we've played them twice this year already. We split with them 1-1. Caleb Cole, you know, our big thing in the dugout is don't hit it to the shortstop. Caleb Cole's Gold Glover for a reason. He's smooth and he's good. I think that our pitching's coming around now, and now if we can just wake up our bats early, I think we'll be just fine.
All right. Well, Justin Loudon, you teased it for me, so let's talk to the newest member of the GRBL Hall of Fame, Andy Galley. Andy, let's begin with that. You will be inducted Sunday, October the 23rd. You'll be the next man to get the red jacket after Caleb Cole. So, you know, your career is full of accolades. You've done a lot of stuff here in the Grip and Rip Baseball League, but where does Hall of Famer rate for you?
I mean, it's just a true honor. I mean, you know, when I first started this league, I never knew there was going to be anything like that, and to, you know, be asked to be inducted into the Hall of Fame for the Grip and Rip is completely, you know, shocking. I mean, it's really awesome to be a part of that, so very thankful.
Yeah, and obviously hopefully we caught you by surprise. I mean,
yeah, you did.
You're a voter, and of course you know about the process, but as voted by your peers.
Awesome. Yeah, I want to thank all my teammates and fellow teammates, and even players I didn't even get to be teammates with. I mean, it's created a lot of, you know, brotherhood in this league, and I'll remain friends with these guys for the rest of my life.
So there was some business at hand today. You go out there, scatter a couple hits, but 3 shutout innings. You know, how are you feeling just given the kind of the win or go home scenario that these eliminators present?
You know, I knew we got most of our guys. I think we missed one guy today. So if we have everybody in the dugout, I know, you know, I can hand off the ball to somebody else, and you know, I knew Clay was coming back strong today, and I wanted to get him 5. I showed up to the ballpark really tight this morning, just couldn't get loose, and that's just old age, so it's nothing else. But just could not get my back loose today, and I told Brock right before I threw, I was like, man, I'm going to go 3 today. I was like, I don't know if I mean, went through 3 in 32 minutes, I think. So my deal is I like to watch the clock when I throw. So
that's you've turned me on to that. I try not to pay attention to game time unless a game is just going really quickly or really slow. And you guys were going slow. You and Chris Matlock. So it's always a pleasure when that is the matchup on the bill. I do enjoy that. So again, Andy, I talked about this last time, but I think it bears just a little bit of revisitation. You're a step closer now. You've never rung the Howard Bell. You've never tasted the champagne. No. It's now literally, I think, the last box on the checklist. What is it going to take to put Andy Galley and the Howard Bell together?
Come out here, and you know, if you see guys out here, always the better guys on the field. I mean, they're driven, they're focused. I mean, I noticed it on their team. Chris came out today, focus-driven. Their third baseman, Zach Ralph. I mean, that kid just comes out and wants to play baseball, and you got to give it to him. I mean, hats off to him. Caleb Cole. I mean, I hate throwing against him. You know he's up there to hit. When you have that mentality, you're going to win baseball games. So it's going to take a whole team to do that, and that's what it's going to take to win this year.
All right. Well, Clay Murphy, man, all you did today was strike out 11 batters across 4 1/3 innings of work. Don't know if you were out there counting, but I was.
I wasn't, but okay. All right.
So I mean, was that the goal? Was to go out and get strikeouts?
No. Coming in like that, first and second and one out, you kind of try to lock in on that though. I don't like runners on base, and I don't like giving up that contact. So I knew I needed to lock in quickly. Last time I came in mid-inning, it didn't go well, so I was like, you know what, we're gonna come in a little bit more hot-headed and get after it. So it worked out.
So yeah, and then did you know how close you were to the 100 strikeout milestone?
I knew I was close. I didn't know how close. It's been a whirlwind few weeks, so I wasn't paying too much attention. But
sure.
Yeah, when they announced it, I was like, oh, awesome! All right, cool, we're there. So it was good.
So yeah, it has been a big month for you, fatherhood for a second time, and bringing young Thomas Murphy into the world, and now you are just the 6th player to ever get 100 Ks here in the GRBL, along with Andy in that fraternity as well. So that's definitely an elite group of guys, I think, when you look at the list.
It definitely is. It's I'm at 100, but somebody's about to eclipse 200, so I'm like, well, I got more catching up to do here. So, it is what it is, but I love it, and it's a good group to be a part of.
So this time, Clay, in your career, you have played 2 seasons. You've won the Howard Bell twice. This was the first time you had to play in an eliminator.
Yeah.
Mentally, does that change anything, having to come out and play on this Sunday when you would usually have had a bye in previous years?
No, it's more baseball. That's what we come out here for, is to play baseball. So I don't mind that extra game. It's nice to get that break for the arms and stuff, but I think we've been in shape and working throughout the year. So I don't think we really need that break this time around, and so no, it's just an extra game to get out there, get some hits, get some strikeouts, and play the game we love. So.
All right, well, you guys are going to be a handful for the Republic Locos next week, I'm sure.
Looking forward to it.
All right, tasty matchup. So we'll let you go start preparing.
All right, appreciate it, Rance.
That is Clay Murphy, and yes, the newest member of the GRBL Hall of Fame, Andy Galley from the Springfield Mets. They win 5-1 today over the Moon City Mavericks and advance in the Howard Bell Trophy playoffs. That is going to chase us. We will shut down this stream, come back on the YouTube channel right around 3 o'clock. And yeah, we're running on time today. 3 o'clock for the Branson Showmen and the Ozark Mountain Ducks. We like to run on time. And that's going to be a dandy of a matchup there. Skylar Henson against Ben Van Gorp, a couple other members of that 100 strikeout club going at it in a pretty tasty pitching matchup. So that's coming up at 3. Until then, I'm Rance Berger. Good afternoon from Ozark, Missouri.